Oh, and we're live. Hello, and welcome back to Persona 4 Ultimax, where well, first of all, I need to get the game audio going. We were in the middle of Aigis' story. Oh, don't forget to do this again, Icy. You've done this too many times. Actually fade over to the game. I've only done it like twice, but twice is more than enough times to make that mistake. But yeah, we are going to be continuing on Aigis' story and starting, and I think probably I'm just going to finish Labrys' story because I'm very curious now, because all the others have kind of finished at more or less the same point, with kind of the reveal of like Shadow Labrys. I think let me speak English for a moment. It was in Kiricho's story, Mitsuru's, that we did fight Labrys, and we actually saw Shadow Labrys summon a big evil thing. Also, I've just noticed that, yeah, it must be the difference. Both spellings of Aigis are present in that picture, because in the TV itself, you have the AEGIS. But anyway, don't click on that anyway. It's bookmark. Let's get back into it. We had just finished our second battle, I believe. Had we? No, we hadn't. We'd only had one battle with Labrys, right? Yeah, we'd met Labrys instead of kind of what I thought we would have an encounter. We fought Kanji first, met Labrys, and now we're at the entrance to the gate. I backtracked the way I came and ran outside. Oh. Suddenly, I'm enveloped in a tidal wave of sound. These are human voices. The cheering comes from an enormous crowd. I turn around and a thick mass of people run towards me, out of nowhere. They are boys and girls in school uniforms. It is clear that everyone is looking at me.
This is impossible.
Oh. How did I fail to detect so many humans? But then I notice it. There is white noise running through all my sensors. It is the same feeling that I had before fighting Kanji-san. What is this? As I stand and fought, the students close in on me. I ask what business they have with me, but the uproar drowns out my voice. I cannot attack them, so I have no choice but to edge backwards. Soon, my back is against a wall. I look around for an escape route. Luckily, there was a door beside me. I hurry inside to find shelter. Oh, into the gym. This'll be round 2, I bet. The room I've entered appears to be spacious. It is dark here, but I believe it is the gymnasium. Here and there, folding chairs and gym equipment are piled in heaps. It looks like the result of some strange ritual. Suddenly, a light shines in the corner. Oh, hello, General. Or are we going to get Rise? Actually, oh no, this is going to be the commercial again, isn't it? Upon closer inspection, I can see a monitor showing something. It is airing some familiar faces. Wait, some familiar faces?
Rivals.
Oh yeah, General Teddy and Kanji. She has met at least 2 of them. It's been a while since we've done this one.
Program amongst high school students. A new legend is about to start.
May the manliest of all men come on down!
Nobody touches his precious Nanako, the sister complex kingpin of steel, Yu Narukami!
It's only natural.
Wage slave in the boonies by day, hero by night, Captain Resentiment, Yosuke Hanamura!
Everything that bores me has gotta go!
A spunky dragon with deadly legs, the carnivore whose discarded womanhood, Chie Satonaka!
You need to eat more meat!
Please escort me to the ring, my prince! The unconquerable Snow Black, Yukiko Amagi!
I'll finish you in one strike!
Blooming roses and bulging muzzles, the blood-curdling beefcake emperor, Kanji Tatsumi! Deep into realms of romance, The body of a child, the brain of a genius, the 2000 IQ killjoy detective, Naoto Shirogane!
Is this an army
hello,
of
Mooney.
idiots?
Fight
Wrestle it.
and survive towards the one throne waiting at the
We're
end.
actually watching the little
P-1
commercial
Grand Prix,
again.
where fierce fights will be fought. The battle begins
We got this one.
tonight.
This is one of the cutscenes we got kind of like every story in the first 4 or 5. But then I fairly soon started skipping it. But given this is the last of the base, I feel once we start Labrys, it'll be quite different. So I kind of thought this will be the last chance to see it. I'll actually watch it through again. Admittedly, kind of fell asleep on it. That's no worries. Fair enough. We all need our sleep. I say as I was up and streaming at 5 AM. I am not sure what to say about that video. It seems to be modeled after promotional videos for martial arts tournaments. I noticed appearances by Kanji-san and the host, General Teddy. It was really... Yeah, it was one of my chill streams. I wasn't doing much other than just building a little base. I did make some really nice progress in it though. I am very happy with all that I got done this morning. Set me up quite well for Saturday being a little more interesting, because Saturday will be me actually attempting to attack one of the NPC bases that's nearby me. So it'll actually be have a little more action than most of my Space Engineer streams. The other people shown must also be participants. It is safe to assume they are all Persona users. As if watching my reactions from somewhere, General Teddy appears on the monitor, replacing the video.
Looks like you're officially getting in on the action. Welcome. Look, everyone, another challenger.
Another challenger with a Gatling cannon. Without warning, there is a loud sound. Doors in every direction open at once. Excited students pour in, cheering and yelling. Before I know it, I am surrounded by people with no means of escape. General Teddy grins at my situation and raises his stubby arm.
Well then, bring out the next opponent!
Oh, who have we got? A spotlight shines on a spot where the crowd parks. A female student can be seen. She has short hair and wears a jacket. She looks very athletic. Oh, Chie. Feels like it's been a while since we've seen Chie. I recognize her face from the video. Her name was Chie Satonaka. He steps in front of me, bouncing from foot to foot.
I heard that you're elbowing in on the tournament. Suits me fine. Let's do this!
Oh, she's ready to go already. As she finishes her speech, she takes a fighting stance. Oh. Just then, a gleaming silhouette appears behind her. It is now a Persona. Oh, getting right into it. Chie-san extends her hand, palm facing up, and motions with her fingers, taunting me.
Ooh, she's ready and raring to go!
Yeah, more bear puns. Should have guessed. This is strange. Chie-san's willingness to fight is odd enough, but even stranger are the students in the crowd. Even when seeing a Persona up close, they show no signs of alarm. But to think of it, how did they get here? I cannot believe that they are all Persona users. But even if they were, would they be so excited over such brutality? While stuck in a mysterious world filled with potential dangers? That does not seem likely. Perhaps my basic assumptions are faulty. Could they, like these buildings, be unreal? I cannot jump to conclusions, but I decide to take the offensive. I turn to the monitor. General Teddy is bouncing up and down gleefully.
I will fight on one condition.
Oh.
Which is...
Interesting. He answered me. I can hold a conversation with him, which means he can see and hear
That
me.
you immediately release all these students from the school, or rather from this
Oh, are we actually
world.
going to find out what they are? Because the thing, I had a feeling... Because something did happen that I was curious about. Is that Aigis doesn't... Aigis is the first to not kind of come to the conclusion that they're shadows. Which I feel is a little odd, because I think Aigis, as, you know, an anti-shadow suppression weapon, has the ability to detect the presence of shadows.
If you do that,
I will fight as you wish.
Tut tut! Are you making demands to me? Before you get too worried about other people, why not worry about yourself?
So I'm wondering if all the other students are, rather than being shadows, they're just part of the illusion?
I will not fight unless you guarantee their safety.
I glare at General Teddy through the monitor. I didn't want to involve the students, but I have an idea.
Sheesh! What a stubborn girl!
Oh, he snaps his stubby... Wait, Teddy has fingers? I thought Teddy just had, like, stubs. The room instantly fills with light. I ward myself against it by covering my eyes. A few seconds later, the brightness fades to normal. As my eyes adjust, I see that the students have vanished.
Ta-da! Is that what you wanted?
The general smiles proudly. My guess was correct. If the students were fake, it is easier for him to remove them than to talk me into fighting. As a result, my sensors detect the moment when the students disappear all at once. Sausage. Yeah, pretty much. He's just in one of those like huge like mascot costumes. Wait, have you been to one of the streams where you've actually seen Teddy's like full body? The only human here is Chie-san. Looking around, it seems that not everything disappeared. Human-like figures remain, as if the shadows of the students were burned into the scenery. There were several about the gymnasium. Oh, okay, here we go. Their readings are similar to shadows, but they show no sign of hostility. So they're similar, but they're not shadows? So these are the true forms of those students. They have been unmasked.
Honestly, you're in no position to be making demands, you know. I'm making an exception just this once, because it's no fun if you don't both go at it tooth and claw.
Yep.
Even if you don't resist, your opponent will show no mercy. It'll be a grisly sight!
Of course it had to be grisly of all words.
Come on! Even if the crowd was still here, would you not have hit back when I hit you?
No. The safety of the people must be prioritized above all else.
Ha! That's pretty cool of you, actually.
Yeah.
But self-sacrifice doesn't mean much coming from a machine. They can just fix you right up.
Ooh.
Oh, that's right. It doesn't even count as self-sacrifice for a machine. It's just what you're programmed to do. You probably don't feel pain or anything, huh? It just seemed that way because you look human.
Do you wanna kill Chie? You've only just met
You
her.
may not understand, but I can sense pain as well.
Really? That's such a weird thing to program into a weapon. Doesn't make any
This is
sense.
obviously Labrys' deception again, given that Chie actually knows stuff about
That's...
Aigis. Imagine this towards the androids. No. Yeah, I think the thing is, would the androids be able to do anything either? Because isn't their whole thing like very much programmed to protect humans? Like they almost revere humans? As I struggle to answer, Chie-san smiles
Well,
wide.
that's fine with me. Means I can fight you without pulling any punches.
Well, I suppose that's in a similar vein, though. That they're both androids, like weapons designed with hearts, emotions. Her smile disappears, and her eyes spark with fire as she launches herself at me. I would rather not fight her, but she is a persona user. I clench my teeth and make myself ready to intercept
If
her.
I must fight you, then I will.
Okay, so I'm starting to think, from the way she acted towards the, like, shadow students, Aigis can't attack humans unless they are persona users. Oh, Aigis versus Chie.
Finally! Fight!
Going! Persona! My other self! I am a dragon! Fight! Fight! What's right there?
There we go. I have to remember all the...
Persona! Severe impact!
Excuse me.
The opponent's still standing. Final sequence. Some damage.
It's a little awkward to hit Aigis' finisher. There we go.
Better luck next time.
I do feel bringing things like miniguns and artillery cannons into a fighting tournament is a little bit unfair. Just slightly. When your opponent's fighting with their hands and feet,
Oh,
and you bring
geez,
heavy artillery.
wow. You're definitely a pro when it comes to fighting.
Well, I don't know if we'd say a pro. I feel just there was a difference in armaments.
I'm sorry. Are you all right?
Yeah, but boy, I didn't stand a chance against you.
I don't have to
Hey,
put my...
what's
Yeah,
all this about you being a robot?
gets beat up badly. Yeah, again, that's what happens when you decide to try and fist fight someone who's, a living armored battalion. She is upset by her loss, but seems cheerful. She didn't show this open-mindedness before the fight. Perhaps, as with Kanji-san, I could make peace with her by... No. It is vain of me to think that is possible. Her words echo in my mind. It doesn't even count as self-sacrifice for a machine. It's just what you're programmed to do. I hate to admit it, but her observation is correct.
I may seem like a ridiculous machine to you, but I'm still...
Huh? I never said that.
Hmm?
Wait, you're not acting like you did before the fight. I'm surprised that you're a robot, but what
Is
gives?
that defeat means friendship? That's how it's been this whole time. Persona 4 gang were pretty big on friendship. Chie-san looked stupefied. Her expression confuses me as well. She stated it clearly, yet she doesn't remember. Then something hit me. Didn't things go similarly with Kanji-san as well? Could it be that something was done to the participants? No, I should avoid drawing conclusions based solely on speculation. Besides, there's something I must do first.
That reminds me. I haven't introduced myself yet. My name is Aigis.
Looks like we let our fists say too much before we opened our mouths.
I saw the introductory video.
Oh no.
You're Chie
Don't bring up the
Satonaka,
introductory
correct?
video.
Yep. Oh, you can just call me Chie.
Oh, nope, Chie doesn't actually mind.
The carnivore who's discarded womanhood.
Nope, now she's going to mind.
Okay, you didn't need to bring that
Yep,
part up,
yep.
and I didn't discard anything. I can use a persona, but I'm just an ordinary high school student. So anyways, are you, seriously a machine? No foolin'?
I mean, if Aigis is just in her normal battle form, you should be able to tell from the limb joints and the fact she has no feet.
Yes, I was created as a weapon for a certain purpose. It may be
Also, you did
difficult
just
to
fight her.
explain to you.
Nah, I can tell from the fight you're
Yeah,
telling
yeah.
the truth. Huh. So you're not cosplaying.
Yeah, after the fight, was there really any doubt, Chie?
Then again, it'd be pretty nuts for someone to come out here to cosplay.
Speaking of which, Chie-san,
Pretty nuts for someone to
Can
cut
you
their
tell me
feet
what
off
this
to
place-
cosplay.
this world is? I confess that I am looking for someone. While pursuing them, I heard the rumor about going inside TVs and ended up here.
Oh, right. You can use a persona. That's how you got into the TV. Where should I start?
Long
I
story.
don't know exactly how it works, but this place is supposedly a realm formed by human thought.
By thought, does that mean this is someone's mental landscape?
I guess so.
Chie is maybe not the best person
Then
to
we
explain this.
physically entered a mental world through a TV, no less? How can this be?
To tell the truth, I never understood it so well myself. There was this insane monster thing around town up until early spring. It created this whole world, and I got my persona because of what happened in here.
That's the thing. How does the... Oh yeah, I suppose the TV world did exist even after everything with Izanami. Chie-san folds her arms with a troubled look on her
Come to
face.
think of it, all this stuff should have been over and done with.
Indeed.
But you see that ad showing on the monitor over there? It suddenly started getting shown on TV in reality. There's no way we were gonna stand for that crap to be shown. So that's why me and my friends came in here to put a stop to it.
I love Chie's like motivation here is kind of like, it's not about, you know, helping anyone or doing anything. It's just kind of like, I do not want that commercial shown on TV.
Your friends are here as well?
Yeah, a couple. Also, that Teddy guy who's hosting this, plus the girl Rise who's serving as commentator. They're my friends too, but they're acting so weird.
She lets out a sigh.
Sorry, listen to me, babbling away. Do you think you can find this person you're looking for? Actually, could whoever it is get in here? I don't think normal people can enter the TV.
To tell you the truth, I have already encountered one such person, but
I tell her about the girl I saw. I give her all the details that I can remember. I recall that she called herself the Student Council President. She did not seem aware that she was inside the TV.
Oh, you mean the girl who was calling herself the Student Council President? Yeah, I saw her too.
Yeah, Chie is the one who kind of recognizes her as not
She
being
was yelling into a bullhorn to stop this foolishness, but then she ran off saying she was gonna go talk to the tournament's host.
she was wearing the same skirt that you are, Chie-san. It seems to be part of a uniform. Are you acquainted with her?
No, I don't know her. It's funny, that girl said she was elected last week. But if I remember right, our student council president
Chie
was a
remembers
guy.
a little bit about who the Student Council President actually is. I have many doubts about her. I must meet her again and figure her out.
Thank you. I now have a better understanding of the situation. Well then, I should be going now. I would like it if you could come along, but
I know, I can't leave here, right? I'll stay put for now.
I will come back for you later. You may find it hard to trust me, but
No, I believe you.
Chie-san replies unhesitatingly.
I've been through so much over this past year that I'm pretty confident I can read people. Honestly, though, what other choice do I have?
Yeah, there's also that aspect.
If you run into any of my friends, tell them I'm okay.
I will.
After wiping the dust from her right hand with her sleeve, Chie-san extends it to me.
Aigis-san, right? So, if this was some fighting manga, we'd beat
There-
the
there-
tar
there-
out of
there
each
you go,
other,
Mooney.
then shake hands in the end as best friends.
Yep. The defeat means friendship.
Powerful enemy can become a powerful friend, you know?
I clasp her hand. She smiles in embarrassment.
Friendship can do amazing things. I saw that for myself last year. And you and I can be friends too, so, you don't need to talk like you're just an object.
Chie-san.
Don't look at me like that. You're embarrassing me. Come on, get going. Go! Hurry!
Yes, I'll see you later.
A lot of this is making me very interested, like, to play Persona 3 and see what the character's story, like, what happened to them there. Energized by Chie-san's words, I run towards the entrance. I turn around and wave to Chie-san. There's more at stake than Labrys. I must protect these people. I swear a vow to myself and leave. As I exit the gymnasium, I remain cautious while running down the hallway. Suddenly, I pick up a response on my transmitter, which has been silent until now. I stop and focus on picking up the signal.
Guess
Oh.
you Can you hear me, Aigis?
Hello, Mitsuru. The staticky transmission soon becomes clear. It is a voice I recognize very well.
Mitsuru-san?
Good. It seems you're all right, too. It's been quite a while since I last used my persona in this manner. To think it would be useful in a place like this.
Is Akihiko-san with you?
No, we were separated, but I can still sense him. I doubt he'll be defeated that easily.
She is speaking not out of carelessness, but trust. I know because I feel the same.
I'm sure you're aware by now, but although we came in search of Labrys, we appear to have been dragged into another incident.
The incidents are very much connected from what I can gather.
Don't worry about meeting up for now. Under the present conditions, we'd only end up fighting amongst ourselves.
Understood.
I don't know how Labrys ties into this situation yet, but be careful.
Oh. Before I can answer, the the static grows louder and the transmission ends. Knowing that Mitsuru-san and Akihiko-san are okay gives me room to breathe. The invisible walls are everywhere along the hallways, forcing me down a particular path. Oh, back to the staircase. I follow the route. Soon enough I can see the shoe lockers up ahead. It seems I am back at the entrance. When I reach the entrance, the monitor nearby turns on, as if it were waiting for me. Oh. As usual, it is General Teddy. I take a defensive stance. This appears to be the arena for my next battle.
You're pretty
Oh.
good for a latecomer.
What's with the static? The instant General Teddy appears on the TV, my sensors pick up that noise again. My suspicion turns into certainty. General Teddy is doing something before the matches. Whatever it is makes the opponent belligerent, or something similar. I can assume that neither Kanji-san nor Chie-san were acting like themselves before the battle. That would explain why none of our stories were consistent arc
Well
loops.
then, bring out the next opponent!
So who's next? Anyone else we haven't seen in a while? I feel it's been a while since we've seen Narukami, Yukiko, and... Yeah, Narukami and Yukiko, it feels like it's been a while since we've seen. I hear light footsteps. A young man wearing his hat low arrives. Oh.
Naturally, of the three of you, you're the one I encounter first.
Hello, Naoto. He shrugs his shoulders and pulls the brim lower. This boy was also in the promotional video. His name was Naoto Shirogane. I bring myself to high alert. He said, "Free of you."
You know about us?
On hearing my question, he smiled cynically.
Did Mitsuru Kirijo not inform you? I don't merely know about you. I was there at the airport. The Kirijo group seems rather lax for a multinational corporation, allowing a machine to act autonomously and take command. To be frank, watching you fills me with pity.
Here we go again. More personal
Perhaps the
attacks.
kindest thing to do would be to give you a merciful end.
Pity?
Your existence is inherently a deception, isn't it? You're a machine, and a weapon on top of that. Yet you look human. Those who meet you think you're human. You even seem to believe it yourself. Truly pitiful.
I have no answer to this. As much as I don't want to believe it, it's all true.
You were built to consider yourself human in order to activate the ability to wield a persona. Your appearance and your heart are only prerequisites for that power. I'm sure you've realized it already. You will never find the means to cross the gap between the human heart and your mechanical frame.
That's a
No
little personal
matter
going
how
from Naoto.
much you want love, you'll never earn it. At best, people grow fond of you.
He sounds as if he knows for certain. I hang my head in spite of myself.
The more I consider the matter, the more I genuinely pity you. I'd best hurry up and put an end to your pathetic life.
Naoto-san draws his gun. Because my eyes are lowered, I am slow to react. I already knew that we had to fight, and yet I curse my carelessness and quickly stand back up. Oh. Right to it. Right. Afterwards, Naoto's found to have figured out that, like, the illusion thing.
Final. Fight!
I think they could both like this. Go down! No! Like that right now. One-sided battle.
Here I go. Okay.
Severe impact. No! Severe impact.
Okay. AI Naoto can play the game much better than I can. Might get out of the corner. Ow. Ow, that hurts.
Okay.
Ah! Ah, okay. That's the first time I've lost in a while.
The victor was no surprise.
Let's try this again.
Final. Fight!
Not strong.
Fire! Severe impact.
Ow.
Simply right behind.
Ow. Right. Get out of the corner. Wait, I guess he was like grappled planting a ball on someone?
Looks like they're finally on a roll. Miraculous fire. Turn the tide. Severe impact. Now will they go for the kill? The opponent still standing.
There we go.
I failed. The battle final sequence.
Hey! Finally hit someone with it.
Palladian numbers set. Maximum charge. Fire.
I think I have the bigger gun in this situation.
I'm overheated.
There we go. I guess his finisher is a little awkward to pull off. Naoto-san slowly gets up. There is some staggering that seems to be caused by dizziness. I watch carefully for any changes in behavior, but I am surprised by what I hear
Are you
next.
thinking what I'm thinking? The mastermind behind this tournament may have some means of fogging our senses. Were you suspecting
Yep,
that as
Naoto
well?
getting straight to it.
Yes.
Oh. Seeing me nod, Naoto-san
Then we are
smiles.
in agreement. Its aim appears to be to make friends fight one another, though it's a mystery to me as to why it would do such a thing.
Naoto-san brushes some dust off and walks towards
But
me.
the battle is over and the interference has been lifted. Given past examples, the pattern is clear. How about it? Why don't we talk things over?
I have no objections. Naoto-san seems to understand everything. I nod my head, relieved.
I am Naoto Shirogane. I work as a detective. I agreed to act as an observer for the police regarding the special cargo, met with Kirijo-san beforehand, and accompanied her to the airport.
So that's how you knew about us.
Yep.
I recall seeing you in the introductory video along with the other competitors.
They're good friends of mine. I attend Yasogami High, the same school as them.
I see. So after you finished your business and returned to your hometown, that video appeared on TV. Is that correct?
That's right. At least that's what I should say if I wanted to feign innocence.
What?
The real reason I came here is because I was tailing you.
Yep.
It was for a secret investigation.
For who?
Naturally, I cannot reveal my client or what their aims are, but I'm sure you have your own secrets to keep. What do you think?
Fair enough.
As long as we're in the same boat, why not cooperate?
I become tense at the mention of a secret investigation. But that is not
I
important now.
see. It would not be wise to continue to stand in each other's way in this situation.
I accept Naoto-san's hand and we shake.
How much do you know about this world?
Your friend told me it's a realm formed by human thought. In which case, why a school?
This place varies according to people's mental state. When someone enters it directly, they have a much stronger effect on it. For a normal person with no persona-based resistances, a dangerous situation will arise where their shadow goes berserk.
Yep.
That happened frequently in the case I was involved with last year. This false school may have something to do with it.
I consider Labrys. According to her specifications, she should be able to use a persona. But did this come from her mind? Why a school? And why Yasogami High School of all places? She has no prior knowledge of the place. She has never even visited Inaba. But if that girl is Labrys, she undoubtedly has a heart. It is possible that something like what Naoto-san suggested could
I
happen.
assume you have a theory already?
Yes. Thank you very much. I believe I'm slowly starting to understand what's going on.
Excuse me? I look down the path ahead, but before I go, I turn and ask Naoto-san a question.
Would you mind telling me something? Why did you tell me about your secret agenda?
I suppose because it wouldn't be fair otherwise.
A wry smile spreads over Naoto-san's
Given
face.
that I cannot leave here and must trust my friend's fate to you, it would be unfair to continue deceiving you. But not only that, you carry out your duties with little care for your true appearance. You and I are not on equal grounds there.
My true appearance?
Consider it a sign of my respect for that. I still seem to have a soft spot.
Naoto-san's smile fades and she looks at me solemnly.
Aigis-san, I ask only one thing of you. Please save my
Yes, when did-
friends.
You did, that did. Here, come up, right, yeah. Yeah, when did... Hey. Where's the... Where was the last... Yeah. Where was it go? Was there a point where... No, I can't see it. I just noticed that Aigis is suddenly starting referring to Naoto as she. I wonder when she figured it out.
That is my intention.
Thank you. I'll wait here, secure in knowing that.
We nod to each other. Chie-san, Kanji-san, and Naoto-san are all so different, but they are connected by a strong bond. Knowing that fills my heart with
I am
warmth.
curious, though. When you refer to your true appearance,
Oh,
do you mean the fact that you are a woman?
okay. It is. Aigis is going to address it.
What?
Am I mistaken?
Oh, well,
Your clothing hides it, but my sensor scan shows the body measurements of a human with female proportions.
what do you mean? How much can you see?
Suddenly, Naoto-san loses all composure and turns red, covering her chest with her arms. What happened? I don't think I said anything to warrant such a reaction. Just then, General Teddy interrupts over the monitor. And of course, Aigis has combat scan stuff.
Move on to the next.
Would you like to know your current measurements? From top to bottom,
Aigis, unnecessary.
That's quite all right.
Never mind, little old me. Please finish that line of thought. I demand it.
Labrys, you're carrying the Teddy act a little too far.
How did we get so off subject? If you're going to go, please hurry and leave.
Please leave. She yelled at me. I must have said something rude. That still happens every so often. An innocuous remark can greatly upset someone. I must keep practicing. Yeah, just a little, I guess. A little more social practice wouldn't go amiss. I climbed a stairway and noticed a silhouette in one of the classrooms. Looking carefully, it could be that student council president's, Labrys. I will be relieved if I had caught up to her so soon. But the hand I raised to knock on the door inadvertently stops. Wait, could she be my next opponent? She wasn't into promotional video, but neither was I, yet I am being forced to fight in the Grand Prix. There's no point in worrying about that now. I cannot change the path I take, nor the opponent I must face. I prepare myself and knock lightly on the door. Nope.
You're that girl from before.
Is indeed Labrys. The girl turns and notices me. I set foot in the classroom. There's no immediate interruption from General Teddy. It looks like he has not scheduled a match between us. I breathe a sigh of relief.
What are you doing here?
Ain't it obvious? I'm cleaning up the classroom. It's no
She's
picnic,
not-
what with people running wild and wrecking things.
She's not beelining it for the announcement room this time. He takes down the chairs piled on top of each other and lines them up. After a few runs, she takes a breath. Though she is complaining, there's a gentle smile on her
But I
face.
guess this is all in a day's work for a student council president. We'll look back on it and laugh, right?
You seem like you're having fun.
That's because I love my school. Even the chores are fun for me.
Bad Labrys. I don't even know what's going on with Labrys. But the fact she's creating this illusion for herself.
The reason I wanted to be president is because of that. Though it can be rough when things get out of hand like this.
But it's dangerous here. You must leave at once. Won't you come with me?
Excuse me? She seems confused by my words and tilts her head to one side.
What? You're worried about me? Hey, I'm the president. And you might not think so to look at me, but I ain't no slouch in a fight. I'll be fine.
No, that's not what I mean.
How should I put this? She still has no idea of the danger. She walks up next to me, takes a long look at my face, and giggles.
Your clothes are pretty out there. But I can see you mean well. Thanks.
Ooh, that's the thing as well. Labrys is probably deliberately ignoring or like blocking out the fact in her own mind that Aigis is a machine as well. Because kind of acknowledging machines of hearts would be like one step closer to acknowledging who she is herself.
Some of these students won't listen to a word I say. But I feel like I gotta be here. No. I wanna be here.
Even if it puts you in danger?
You're really a drama queen, aren't you? Who's to say I'm in danger for sure? Besides...
Excuse me? Her eyes burn with affection for something dear to her.
Even if you're right, I'd want to stay here.
There is no need to test her commitment. It is consistent with the fact of this world being created. Then, is she human?
I always wanted to go to school with everyone. Just like normal. That's all.
Does that imply you couldn't do so before?
You're asking me that now? Honestly? Back then,
Ooh, here comes the memories. Or the lack of them. She stops abruptly. I wait patiently for her to continue, but her face twists with suffering.
Huh?
She puts her fingers to her temple. Her knees begin to buckle.
What's wrong?
Weird. The past. How come it's...
She begins to fall and I catch her. At that precise moment... Oh... There's a strong reading from my fingers as soon as I touch her. It's so strong, like touching a hot stove. This is the same reading as when I first stuck my hand into the TV. It is coming from a personality module. A piece of lost technology that researchers had called plumes of dusk due to their shape. I have one inside me as well. This is not merely strong evidence, it is conclusive. There are still questions to be answered, but this girl can be none other than Labrys. At the very least, she is not human.
Ooh. Sorry, I'm not feeling so good all of a sudden.
The memory she is trying to access is causing conflicts with her current level of awareness. If she tries to remember, she will not be able to maintain her mental state. The memory is that charged. I hold her close and wait for her to calm down. But her reaction does not improve. It gets worse. She shakes violently, as if electrified. Oh. Okay, wait. Are we revealing? Is Labrys awakening before we've even gone to the announcement room in this one? Suddenly, bright lights burst in front of my eyes. Is something flowing into me? I quickly let go of Labrys, but it does not fade away easily. Images I don't recognize flow together in my head, one after another, at incredible speeds. Oh.
Are these Labrys' memories?
Okay. Okay, this is all getting new. The torrent of data finally subsides. I analyze the data to find out what happened. And then I understand. It did not flow into me. This data was already dormant inside of me. I am the last number of the Anti-Shadow Weapon Project. I inherited all the data from the previous models of the same type, both tangible and intangible. Labrys' memories were part of it. Normally, the developers would not upload data into me that was unrelated to battle, but the Plume of Dusk is a black box. It is possible that something was transferred somehow through that. Thinking about it, that might have been the reason I thought I saw Labrys at the airport. My glimpse of the newly awakened Labrys caused my buried records of her appearance to be called. Perhaps that is what happened. Unfortunately, the memories I have just accessed are in complete disarray. I can't just flip through it like an album. The video records were not in chronological order, meaning I can't make sense of them in their current state. However, there was one memory that left an impression on me. Oh. The sea. That cerulean sky and lingering clouds. The emerald blue water. All of the other memories are of cold, mechanical rooms, or the night sky. But this one is different.
What was that just now?
Labrys staggers as she stands up. Before I can ask her anything, she abruptly shakes me off and runs out of the classroom.
Wait!
Okay, yeah, this is why I was interested in Aigis' story, because she has that connection to Labrys. I try to chase after her, but after only a few steps, I trip over my own feet. The information overload has prevented me from making any sudden movements. I fight through it, dragging what feels like several times the weight of my legs when...
Are you sure you want to take that girl out of here?
Oh. I appreciate it as well that this one, like, it's not even trying to, like, fake us out with it maybe being something else. It's just straight to Shadow Aigis. I stumble to a stop and look around, searching for the hidden speakers.
This is the only place she can fit in. No one will understand her once she steps outside. But she can't become human either. So she has no other choice but to wallow in this illusory school. Pitiable, isn't she? But this is the only way she can be happy. Are you going to take that from her?
I stop, suddenly realizing the answer to my question, and catch my breath in my throat. This voice, it's mine.
What will you do after you take her from here? Lock her up in a box again? How cruel. No wonder she ran away.
Ooh.
Ran away? What are you... You don't mean...
Where is Shadow
finally
Aigis
figured
though?
it out? Labrys wasn't brought here by some sinister mastermind. She escaped on her own and came here. That can't be. The suspects in the hijacking case... I'm sure you've seen the opponents you fought so far robbed of their sanity. Have you forgotten already?
Actually, it hadn't occurred to me to think of it that way before, but... Yeah, if Labrys has the ability to manipulate people's senses, then yeah, she could. Oh.
You're saying that was Labrys' doing too? Yes. Her heart gave birth to this world, and that power is one of her abilities. From some special equipment. With a power like that, wouldn't it be simple to control a number of ordinary people?
It's true that the hijackers were confused, and that there were signs of some mental interference.
It does seem strange to go to so much trouble to come to a place like this. If she did in fact do this, then she must face herself. What gives you the right to say that?
Suddenly, the tone of her voice changes. She speaks very gently, like a parent correcting a child.
You've experienced suffering before, too.
Oh.
It pains you to have a heart.
Music.
Knowing that you can never be human. Even if there was someone you considered to be worth fighting for, you can't be a real companion to them. That's why you chose to protect them as a weapon. But in the end, you still lost them. What do you know about me? Mere words will not cause me to abandon hope. A brave bluff. But a tool like yourself can never be a true partner for a human. Doesn't your heart yearn to be by their side and to be loved? It hurts so much that I wish I could go back to how I was before I gained a heart. Has that really never once crossed your mind? I think not. That pain will never completely disappear. It will always fester inside you.
Where is Shadow Aigis?
Isn't that right? Even if you take Labrys away, the same will happen to her. She'll become just like you. Is that a fate you want for her? You see, Here you can have anything, as long as you look away from the truth. That doesn't just go for Labrys, but for you too. Even the things you have lost forever. Here, you can have them back.
What are you?
I cut myself off, realizing that I am becoming fascinated with the voice. This isn't good. I cannot let the voice deceive me. I must get its speaker in my sights first. I carefully attune myself to the source of the voice and quickly turn in that direction. But the person standing there is me. Or rather, something that looks like me. At first I think that the overload is still affecting my sensors, but that is not the case.
I'll take away your suffering. Now, take my hand, Aigis.
No. I smile and extend out my hand. I feel dazed. This is very confusing. I don't know what to do. My mind advises caution, but my heart doesn't listen. But all of a sudden, a door opens in the corner.
Pardon my interruption
Oh,
of this seemingly
Elizabeth.
trivial conversation.
We haven't seen you since the first storyline. This unexpected event brings me back to reality, and I've realized I was nearly seduced by its promises. On a second look, I can see a woman beyond the doorframe. That distinctive blue dress. I recognize the attire of an elevator girl. Her name was Elizabeth-san, I believe. But why is she here? Elizabeth walks right in and stands in the center of the room. There is nothing outwardly abnormal about her pose, but it is as imposing as a battle stance. She opens her thick, leather-bound book, then smiles dauntlessly at the other me.
Excuse me, but I would like a word with this lady over here. Would you mind leaving?
Who are you?
You don't want to mess with a velvet room attendant.
If you don't leave the two of us, I must resort to giving you a hearty thrashing with my book. It's a hardcover, leather-bound edition, and is quite powerful. Enough to do over 4 digits on average, I'd say.
So, without warning, the pages from the open book overflow with light.
What? I don't believe this.
The other me's face flinches in pain, and she vanishes into thin air while spitting a curse. Is she gone now? I can no longer pick up any readings on her. The tension leaves my body, and I collapse to the ground. While I am there, Elizabeth walks towards me. I first met her 2 years ago. Her attire is somewhat strange, but the place I met her was even stranger. A blue room. That is the only way to describe that mystical space. Its residents called it the Velvet Room. I do not believe it is at all part of the real world. There, Elizabeth was one who governs power. She helped me to grow spiritually by introducing me to the power of personas. I never imagined that she would leave that room, let alone that I would run into her here. Yet her appearance here has saved me.
I'm sorry for that. Thank you for saving me.
Did I save you?
She stares right at me. Oh, she stares straight at me, then lets out a long sigh of disappointment.
I was on a journey for personal reasons, but I sensed some extraordinary powers clashing against each other and came to see what all the fuss was about, only to be met with this bitter disappointment.
I am baffled by her candidness.
Please stand. Have you already forgotten the enlightenment you gained before me once? Has it escaped your prodigious goldfish-like memory? It seems that I must once again ascertain what you are truly capable of.
Okay. It's started with the first story finished with a battle against Elizabeth. I guess the last of the outer stories is going to finish with a battle against Elizabeth. She speaks as if she's engaging in everyday conversation and opens her leather-bound book again. Suddenly, a murderous aura fills the area, fierce as a gust of wind. Something about me has disappointed her. I know that much. But I clearly have no time to ask her what it is.
Well, here goes. The cards will decide your fate.
Okay, here. I cannot remember at all how Elizabeth fights. I imagine this is the last fight as well for Aigis' story. I Aigis and Elizabeth.
Final. Fight!
Ow!
No! Motor system error! Upwards! Huh? Here is some electricity. Here is some fire.
Excuse me?
Aerial mode! Here is some fire. No! Going! I saw you were seers. Severe, no! Your severe impact! Oh no! That is severe impact down! I summon you! The time has come. Let's change things up. Final sequence!
Can I get it? Darn, miss.
Rounds and rounds. Severe impact. Persona.
Here we go.
Aerial mode on the clock. Go! What? Impressive. Aerial mode. Now up. Impressive. I will shock. Severe impact. So this is your proof of growth.
There we go.
Well done.
Elizabeth stands from her kneeling position. Though she lost, she did not so much as break a sweat, while I, for my part, am detecting strain on my entire drive system. I can see myself, lacking the energy to even speak, reflected in Elizabeth's clear eyes.
You are indeed neither man nor any ordinary machine. You are truly singular. But then can anyone be said to be the same as anybody else? People anguish over the gulf between themselves and others, and the lack of any who could possibly understand them. How is their situation different from yours? What defines life is not death, but bonds. That is the answer you once reached. Then take that to heart and go forth. Remember that your bonds will remain unbroken, giving you the strength to withstand any suffering.
My bond.
I, too, am currently on an endless journey, but I anticipate that you will become a compatriot of mine, unbound by the limitations of time.
Oh, wait. Patriot? Is that... Is Elizabeth suggesting that Aigis is going to become a Velvet
I
Attendant?
hope that you will not be led astray by trivial things. With that, I bid you good luck.
Elizabeth bows and finally shows me her smile. Immediately after, she turns on one heel and walks towards the hallway. I suddenly remember.
There are rules to this tournament delineating behavior after
I don't think this was... One, I don't think this was part of the tournament. Two, I don't think Elizabeth cares. I don't think Shadow Labrys is powerful enough to stop her.
Such parlor tricks can get stuffed.
There we go.
I shall be on my way.
True to her word, she leaves the room with no trouble and closes the door with an exaggerated slam. Those walls were nothing to her. But come to think of it, Labrys didn't seem subject to those rules either. Do they only apply to participants in the tournament? No. In Elizabeth's case, it simply does not matter to her.
She remains a complete enigma.
I find it amusing, which allows me to feel more relaxed.
It may be true that this world can grant one's true desire, but I want Labrys to see past herself to a world where other people matter. Even if one discards their bonds to avoid pain, all that awaits is a numb, desert-like future with no promise. I thought as she did once, so I'm sure I can understand her.
I too felt the same as Labrys when I went through an incredibly trying ordeal. If there's no one to reach out to her, she'll become even more trapped. As she is now, Labrys cannot escape on her own. That is because the key to extricating oneself is the realization that one is not alone.
I want to form a bond with Labrys, with my sister. I want to teach her things that she cannot learn if she is alone.
Saying it out loud helps me strengthen my resolve. I change my approach and focus on searching for a way to save her. Still, that thing that looked like me, was that what Naoto-san meant by a shadow going berserk? My own shadow. Thinking of it that way sheds some light on things. Of course, I can control my persona and have some resistance to the effects of this world. But the heart cannot be so easily stabilized. If the same thing happened to Labrys... I suddenly realized the dangers involved. I impatiently suppress these thoughts and dash out to the hallway. Are we going to get us? Oh, no, we are. Carrying on. I followed a path formed by the invisible walls. Eventually, I climbed a stairway to the 3rd floor. There seemed to be no walls here, allowing me to go as I please. I can tell the end is near, and so I prepare myself. Soon I stand in front of a room that has a sign outside saying, Announcement Room. The door is half opened. I can sense someone inside. I cautiously press up against the door and peek around it. Oh, what's going... This is new music to me. This is an announcement room, as the sign indicated, but the space inside is much larger than the classrooms I have seen. The equipment here is also closer to that of a TV studio than what would be found in a school. On top of that, the back wall is made of glass, showing a view that is clearly not a schoolyard. Taken together, this is the first distinct sign that this is not the real world. As I expected, Labrys is here, standing in the middle of the room. There is also another boy and girl as well. The girl is holding Labrys' shoulders, and the boy stands in front of the pair protecting them. Across from them is General Teddy. It seems this is the end of the line. Oh, Yosuke. And Yukiko? I've seen that boy's face in the video. Yosuke Hanamura-san, I believe. Oh no, Rise, of course. I am not familiar with the girl's face, but I do recognize her distinctive voice. It's the same voice that has been commentating on the fights along with General Teddy on the school PA. From the tone of the commentating, I thought she was working with the General, but right now she seems to be on Yosuke-san and Labrys' side. I recall what Chie-san told me. Chie-san said that she, Rise-san, was originally their friend, in which case she may actually be another victim. General Teddy gives a cruel smile, squints his eyes, and speaks.
What a shame. You gave it a try, but there's no way anyone would understand you. Huh?
General Teddy's voice and tone have undergone a remarkable change. Listening closely, this voice is... so it finally reveals its true form.
At least one of them has to understand how I feel. Isn't that what you thought? The important part is that it's all your fault. That's not true. You still refuse to remember? Look at me. And stop deluding yourself.
No. I feel this is going to be the same cutscene again, but given it's the last one before Labrys' own story, I think I'll give it another watch. Let it play. Hello, General. Like Labrys' story, if there's any fighting involved, has to take place after this scene, because it's only after this scene that Labrys kind of
I am a shadow. The true self.
Knows she's a machine, and I don't imagine she'd be capable of fighting without knowing that.
No way.
She has my face.
But the face is the only thing that is the same. The rest of her body is covered in metal. There is no doubt that it is man-made. Labrys lets out a short scream and backs up.
I'm not like that.
Calm down. It's just taking that form to agitate you.
Yosuke is frantically trying to calm Labrys down. It's just taking that form to agitate you. That's what he says, but is that really the case? I have my own suspicions.
No! Taking that form, huh? Well, you have a point. I do have the power to confuse people's senses. warp what they're seeing, twist what they're hearing.
That's how you made my senpai fight each other.
Of the things you're seeing right now, which do you think is real and which is fake?
Oh. The former General Teddy, no, Labrys' shadow, breaks out into a grin. Labrys, meanwhile, is cringing in fear as she holds onto Yosuke's sleeve.
No, I'm not like you. I'm human, aren't I?
Huh? What do you mean?
I can see that Yosuke does not know how to answer the sudden question.
And how did I come to have these special powers? Why, it's because I have them.
With that, the shadow snaps its fingers. At once, static like that on a poorly tuned TV starts appearing around Labrys and slowly envelops her. I enhance my vision. Nothing is happening to Labrys' body. It was my own vision that was clouded, or had been until now. Soon after the noise dissipates, an inhuman-looking girl is standing in her place.
Huh? A robot?
Metallic arms and legs extend from her uniform. Thrusters on her back spread like wings. It's just as I thought. Her body is identical to that of the shadow in front of her.
Look, that's what she really looks like. It's her who's been deceiving you all from the start. Not only you, but herself too. She really thinks that she's a human living a normal life at school. To reinforce her make-believe is real, she prevented herself from accessing any memories that could contradict that.
Yeah, but not having any memories to fill the
She even
gaps.
sealed away her own name. No! Stop! Why are you doing this? Kindly hurry up and remember me. Remember yourself. It's pretty rude of you to even forget your own name. No! I don't want to remember! Huh. Is that so? Looks like you still need an extra push.
The shadow grins evilly and swings the enormous axe at Labrys, or actually, at Yosuke-san.
Yosuke-senpai!
Before the axe can complete its arc, I am already in action. I must intervene. Neither Labrys, in shock at seeing her true form, nor Yosuke-san or Rise-san are prepared for the attack.
What the?
Okay, so this is, I think, intervening in Yosuke's storyline? I deflect the strike with the metallic part of my arm. It was heavier than I anticipated. The battle axe is a giant lump of metal that blocks most of my vision.
Girl? Wait, you're a robot too?
I turn my head to Labrys and look straight into her shocked eyes.
You must remember, that is the only way the future will open up to you. You must accept it, no matter how painful it may be.
I tell her her name in a clear voice. Her official name, which includes something no human has. A model number.
Your true name is 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon, Labrys.
Labrys quivers violently, as if an invisible arrow had pierced her chest. To be continued. Here, oh, don't even, still haven't unlocked the final one, so I'm guessing that really is. Okay, okay, I'm very interested to see where this goes from here on. Initial boot successful. Timestamped 20th of, let me remember my, 20th April 1999. 10/16/39.
The boot process was successful. This happens every time, but I'm never sure what to say to them first.
You mean like a greeting? There's no need for that, they're just machines.
2 humans within visual range, both male, searching for voice print and visual matches. Personnel identified as research staff, not hostile
But
targets.
things like that might affect the performance of these models.
Because they have a mind? Their emotions and things are completely faked. It's no different than an AI. It can't possibly be that sensitive.
Scanning for keywords in conversation, running logical analysis, cross-referencing with related data. Current conversation topic is not
Well,
orders.
until we rule it out completely, We should at least be kind to them.
So you say. All right, from this moment on, you will be registered as candidate unit number 031. Please repeat your number back to me.
Confirming first order. Initializing unit number. Output via voice requested. Activating voice synthesis module. Accepting input.
Unit number 031.
Did its pronunciation sound a little odd to you?
You're worrying too much. Let's hurry up and haul it out.
Okay. So we're getting to go back. We're not actually just getting to see all, like, where Labrys came from. Receiving action plan through console. Combat test against others of same unit. Test commencing immediately after entering shock-resistant chamber within the lab. Frames stored within cage for transport. Beginning transport.
Ah, so this is the one. I've been waiting to see it in action.
Excuse me. Transport complete. Cage reopened. New human found. Searching for voice print and visual matches. Personnel also identified as research staff. Female. Cutting connection to outside data supply. Connection offline. Commencing cable disconnection.
Now, try getting up.
Order confirmed. Oh, what is this room? Get up. Initiating motion synchronization engines for motor functions. Accepting input. Safety limiters active. Balance control gyros functional. Overall movement systems functional.
This model's loaded with a nearly pure form of that crystal. I can't wait to see what kind of results it gets.
Unit number 031, can you hear me? Confirm your surroundings. Tell us any abnormalities you're feeling in your sensors or any other functions.
Order confirmed. Beginning simple self-diagnostic. Temperature, humidity, pressure, air composition, lumens, sound all within normal levels. Visual data within expected color spectrum. All systems functional.
The readouts seem fine. Monitoring system is fully operational.
Okay, we're gonna test your performance inside the battle chamber now. When you hear the buzzer, consider everything that moves an enemy and eliminate them.
Okay. Order confirmed. Awaiting the signal to begin the test. Exit confirmed to be sealed. Room shape approximately cylindrical. Height approximately 11 meters. Area approximately 154 square meters. High energy light sources found on outer wall. Assumed to be fire resistant and bulletproof.
Sorry to do this just after you've woken up, but it'll be good to put you through your paces.
Release of facing hatch detected. Mobile objects intruding into chamber. 7 objects in total. Scanning for visual matches. Analysis. Non-human. Confirmed as same model units of humanoid weapons. Hostile markers confirmed. Classifying as hostile units. Releasing safety limiters. Combat limiters now set at 70%. So I was kinda right that it was Labrys was... Combat capabilities were tested against other Labrys units. Exits confirmed resealed. Test commencement signal received. Targets, hostile humanoid weapons. Commencing battle. Is this a battle I participate in, or is it... Oh. I guess not. Ooh. That one looks like Aigis songs. Okay. you give a machine a heart and make it do stuff like this, and not expect something to break? Okay. All targets eliminated. Hostile units no longer capable of motion. Test termination signal received. Battle complete.
That was better than we could have hoped for.
Was it?
Hey, what's with all the bodies? You made it fight that many on its first time?
Don't worry, it did great. This is a new high score for the first battle results.
Well done, Unit Number 031. Stand by for further instruction.
Order confirmed. Exiting test chamber. Beginning transport to maintenance room. Resetting safety limiters. Taking seat in maintenance chair.
We're done testing, but there's still one thing left to do today. I'm going to temporarily shut down your optics. Can you close your eyes?
Any reason? Why can't I see your eyes? Why have you got to... Well, I suppose you're just the evil scientist, steam dot glasses. Or light reflecting off them, something. Order confirmed. Shuttering optic inputs. Connecting cables. Online confirmed. Switching a portion of data supply to outside source.
We're going to transfer the data from the destroyed units into your memory.
Oh! Please don't! That's kind of messed up. Yeah, we're gonna make you murder your sisters. And then we're gonna take the memories of those sisters that you just murdered, and we're gonna stick them in your brain.
Run a diagnostic check while we're doing it, and report any malfunctions. Understood?
Okay. I understand. I do not like it. Order confirmed. Ready in self-diagnostic. Initiating data transfer. Initiating personality module link. Initiating diagnostic of transferred data and sorting procedures. Sector 001. Close combat control data. Will investigate improvement of tactical patterns through synthesis and acquisition of data. Dividing into categories for sorting. Sector 002. Evasive action control data. Will investigate improvement of tactical patterns through synthesis and acquisition of data. Dividing into categories for sorting. Sector 003. Non-battle data. Error. Excluding. Sector 004. Non-battle data. Error. Excluding. Sector 005. Battle-related data. What could these be? Momentary disruption of data from visual information stream. A room that does not displace. Outdoor scenery thought to be at night. Scenes of multiple units of the same type gathering outside of the battle chamber. Could these be memories? Visual memories? They are obviously unrelated to the mission. Why have apparently purposeless memories been preserved this long? 20 to 40% of the informational data extracted from all 7 units are confirmed to be such information. Incomprehensible. What is this?
Anything to report?
Cables disconnected. Time elapsed during data transfer, approximately 5 minutes. Reopening optic inputs. Calibrating servers.
Alright then, unit number 031, give us a simple report of today's battle results.
Order confirmed. Delivering oral report of test results.
This was the first test battle against others of my model. 7 units destroyed. Below 15% damage sustained. Don't seem to be any problems.
Are we sure about that? Are we sure there's no problems? Because I'm still feeling,
Was that...
Unusual expression detected from research staff. Facial recognition library indicates surprise.
Did I say something funny?
Oh, Labrys is getting her accent.
Does it have an accent?
Accent? Do you not understand the words coming out of my mouth?
Okay, Labrys.
No, we do, but...
See? I wasn't hearing things. The unit's speech really is peculiar.
You don't need to yell.
He wasn't really yelling.
Is the language interface not set to default? Sheesh. If we'd known this, we would have reset it in advance.
Yeah, the base's personality might be coming out. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the volunteers were from the Kansai area.
Base's personality?
But it just woke up. Would it be exhibiting such distinct mannerisms this early?
It may be the effect of an enlarged plume of dusk, the basis of their mind. Perhaps it's accelerating their personality development.
Exchange of opinions taking place on an unexplained aberrance in speech pattern. Hypothesis offered that language interface settings fall outside expected result. Review of recent conversation does reveal certain discrepancies. Internal monologue is within expected patterns, but oral output induces anomalies. Anomalies not affecting meaning. No impediments to communication predicted.
But I don't want to waste this feedback data. Those are the best results we've ever seen.
Leave it. It'll be fine. They can understand us anyway. This is just one of those things that makes science interesting.
A Kansai accent is what makes science interesting.
There you go again. This unit is going to be communicating with the others. What if this affects
Oh,
spreads?
Is it that much of a concern if, the units develop a Kansai accent?
Not only that, but because this is an anomaly, it doesn't seem to have a 100% accurate accent either.
But if it has a personality, that might speed up the development of its mind.
Yeah, she's right.
Three researchers are standing around a maintenance chair. Each holds a tablet and examines the display on the chair.
All right, unit number 031, we'll explain things from the top.
Voice pattern consistent with research staff.
You are a weapon created to fight against unique enemies. Therefore, your combat performance is prioritized over all else.
Understandable, but your methods are questionable.
But in order for you to use a particular ability, you've been given a certain amount of awareness. And that makes your performance difficult to quantify. So we've been pitting test units against each other as a selective growth process. It's all in the service of achieving higher performance. And we don't want to waste any plumes of dusk.
Accessing archives. Search term Plume of Dusk. One match found. A crystalline substance at the core of personality modules. Its name derives from its thin, plate-like shape resembling a shed bird's feather. In addition to its circuit-like structure, it has an unnatural vital reaction in response to external stimulus. Similar to a living thing, yet different. It is thought to exist in a state between mind and matter, mass and information. The details are unknown. There are 12 other subheadings classified under Level 7 clearance. Access denied. Matter interpreted as the core of personality modules.
But regardless of your ego, there is one rule you must abide by. You might as well think of it as an order.
What is this one? One rule to abide by. Awaiting order.
The only order is to destroy everything we identify as enemies and to emerge victorious.
Oh, I thought it was going to be something like, your first law of robotics or something, the don't harm humans. This feels like yeah, this feels like an order that could very easily be twisted.
Though your ego will give you some flexibility when planning tactics, there's no need to think about extraneous side issues.
That makes me wonder, for all of her personality then, is what Labrys doing in with the P-1 Grand Prix and all that? Is that some extension of this order, or is this her going rogue against it? Is it some, like...
Use everything you have to win a fight. That's all you need to concentrate on.
Order
Understood.
confirmed. Oh. Destroy identified enemies and emerge victorious. A clear order. It is consistent with the role of a weapon. No abnormalities. Everything is clear. Okay, Labrys. Where are we going from here? Underwent maintenance on the chair after the test battle. Post-reboot diagnostics showed status normal. The time was 1900. Research staff set new activity cycle. All units will exit standby mode at 0900. Tests will be conducted again at regular intervals until 1700. Maintenance and setup will take place until 1900. Afterwards, time is allowed to be spent in the outdoor area of the grounds. On returning, enter standby mode within the cage. Instructions are to repeat these actions until unable to continue. The next item on the new schedule is to spend time in the outdoor area. Parameters of spending time unknown. Hypothesized that the mean is to remain on standby and wait for time to pass. Hypothesis unnecessary. The schedule must be followed. Exiting building. Outdoor area reached. Light levels limited due to the time of day. Many trees still visible in the environment. It is almost entirely consistent with known data from the off-limits area. The ground is different from the laboratory's artificial flooring. Soil is exposed. Various natural plants are here. A certain amount of time must be spent here. The intention may be to heighten basic response capabilities in the natural world. Others of the same unit can be seen stepping into the central area, reassessing the surroundings on various spectra. Unlike the combat test, no hostile unit markers detected. Hypothetical. In combat under current conditions, what tactics would be effective? I reassess the surroundings as a combat environment. I assign value to various geographical features. I survey the topography on the outskirts of the environment. I detect unusual movement in one unit. Other units are also surveying the environment, but this unit is crouched while holding something with its right arm. I do not deem this unit's unusual action to be a threat. I approach it in order to make inquiries. Upon my approach, the unit turns around and stands.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
Hello. I process this statement. Its conversational gambit is unexpected. I find no prepared response in my libraries.
You mean like how this is our first encounter? In that case, yeah. What are you doing here?
I've never heard your accent before. It's intriguing.
They said stuff about my accent too earlier. Do I really talk that funny?
I wouldn't say it's strange. It was just surprising.
The unit looks over again, and then speaks quietly to something in its right hand. I examine what it holds. It is an organism. Its body is covered in white fur.
What's that thing?
Rabbit?
It's a dog.
Oh,
it
no.
must have wandered in.
Little wolf. Little puppy. Organism's parameters are consistent with access data on dog. Its size does not present a threat. The search of its specific breed is cancelled. Oh, you're not going to tell us what type of doggo it is? The unit turns its gaze back to me.
My unit number is 024. I wouldn't call it my name, but that's how they refer to me. What's yours?
The unit has provided its designation, despite no prior inquiry. Reason unknown.
I'm unit number 031.
They're up to the 30s. I see. That must mean they're finally creating units loaded with full-sized ones.
The dog barks. A scan of the surroundings shows several units turning to investigate. All units ignore it and look away.
This one wants to say hello too.
It does?
Oh.
You can understand what dogs say?
Kind of. After carefully comparing its mannerisms and slight variances in its barking, I just figured it out.
Its right hand pats the dog's head, while its left scratches the dog's neck. Number 024 continues to make various forms of contact with the dog. Number 024's actions are consistent with styles of communication. Hypothesis. The objective of spending time in this area is to develop communicative skills. Conversing with others of the same unit and refining communication will enhance cooperative tactics. Counterpoint. No value detected in communicating with organisms not of same unit or human.
What's the point in doing that with a dog?
The point? There isn't one, I suppose.
Oh, Sophie, knowing like where this is going and what's happening, I'm... Ooh, this is feeling sad to me. There is no point. Unexpected response strongly indicates that number 024 is not like other units.
Are you interested in what I'm doing, though?
Interested? Is there interest involved? It seems to be the case. Unsure of purpose of earlier question to number 024. Why ask it? Oh. Oral sensors detect electric noise. Recognized as pseudo-information involving no sound waves, yet perceived as sound data. It is the alarm signaling the end of this activity. All other units begin moving as one towards the building. Number 024 speaks to the dog it cradles.
Sounds like that's all the time we have today. I need to get back.
Number 024 crouches while petting the dog's fur-covered body and releases it onto the ground. Number 024 stands up again and turns around.
I hope to see you again.
I have a feeling we are. Number 024's expression changes as it says this. This movement of the lips is known as a smile. It is shown when humans experience happiness. Contradiction. Number 024 is a weapon, yet it makes that expression. No hypothesis found. Or is there no point to it as well? Spare cognitive process is rerouted to analysis. Still, I cannot understand it. Back in the test chamber. The next day, after being released from standby, I am assigned to a test battle against others of my unit as yesterday. Order confirmed. I am taken to the same chamber. The battle commences. I destroy the other 3 units and sustain little damage. As I wait there, the researchers come in. All have what seems to be high praise for my abilities. I do not understand how I should react to this. Should I give an expression of joy? As number 024 did? The researchers crouch next to the units I destroyed and begin work on them. I think back and recall that they underwent this process yesterday as well. I am curious. I approach them. They open a slit near the unit's neck and use tweezers to remove a bluish-white plate-like object. It shines. They put the object into a petri dish. That distinct shine, neither strong nor weak, is like... no similarities found. I am sure it is similar to something, but I cannot access the relevant memory. Ooh.
Well, let's get right to the feedback on today's battle.
As I sit in the maintenance chair, they connect a cable to me. The cable terminates at the midsection of a large device where petri dishes from earlier are placed. They're uploading the memories again. There are a total of 3. Each contains a bluish-white plate-like object.
What's that?
The researcher's expression subtly changes. She is surprised. It only lasts a moment before it fades.
This is a plume of dusk. Each of the units you destroyed had one inside them. These are much smaller than the one installed in you, though.
Oh. I know what this is. This is a plume of dusk, installed in me too. This unknown substance forms the core of my personality module. I was aware of its existence, but this is my first time seeing it. These are the 3 personality cores of the units I destroyed. They contain not only combat data, but memories and experiences. It is not long before the extracted data download begins. I sort for the data relevant to enhancing battle performance and incorporate it into my own. The process takes much less time than the initial transfer from yesterday. During that time, I recall what took place last night. There are cases where non-combat data is being preserved. Such memories are included in this download as well. Visual memories of the outdoors at night. Memories very similar to that were in yesterday's download too, and probably from time spent in the outdoors area. The units I destroyed seem to have assigned these memories the same priority as combat data. Why though? It is effective in learning communicative skills, but that is lower priority than combat. The visual element preserved here is irrelevant. Wait. Hypothesis. The units I destroyed had their own priorities and values other than executing orders and performing in battle. This line of thought leads to a realization. The thought process I am undergoing right now. It is not executing an order, nor is it contributing to battle performance. I once again looked towards the plume of dusk inside the Petri dish. Something almost exactly like it is installed in me. Then, would the destroyed units think along similar lines as mine until yesterday? I feel a twinge within me. It is different from detecting an error or interference. What is this? I have no answer. I don't like this. I have a feeling that we're going to end up killing 024. I have a feeling that it might actually be a battle, like a fight I have to participate in as well. My second night of spending time in the outdoor area came. It started approximately 30 minutes later than yesterday, but there was very little variance in weather and temperature. The difference is trivial. The night sky has the same soft brightness. The wind and the trees are no different. Without understanding why, I initiated a data search regarding the tree that catches my eye. I learned that this tree varies slightly from specimens of its kind found in natural forests. Though this topography seems natural, it may be cultivated and managed by the facility. I decide to traverse the outskirts as I did yesterday. It is not long before a familiar unit comes into view. There is no need to run a scan for visual matches. I know that it is unit number 024. Number 024's left side is turned towards me. It's sitting on a large rock. When I approach, number 024 notices me and turns around.
Are you looking for something?
Number 024 initiates conversation.
Huh? Who, me?
I just wondered if you were looking for me. I did express a hope yesterday that we would meet again after all.
I was looking for number 024? It's true. I may have been. I began walking the same route as yesterday, but once number 024 came into view, I changed course to approach. I may have been searching for number 024 in this area. Did I desire to reunite with number 024? Why? I am silent due to a lack of explanation. Number 024 smiles again. Smile. What was the cause of that expression this time? I do not comprehend. Like so many other things.
Would you like to sit with me? This rock is large enough to accommodate us both. It would be more relaxing than standing.
Thanks.
I sit in the offered space and gaze at the same scenery number 024 is looking at.
Can I ask you something?
What is it?
I decide to voice the doubt I experienced during the combat test today. In my limited experience, number 024 has a better comprehension of such matters.
Other units think about stuff that doesn't have to do with fighting and missions?
Do you have such thoughts?
To tell you the truth, I can't really say. Feels like I do, though.
Number 024 is silent for duration before speaking again.
Units of our model are all given a mind. It's so that we can eventually develop what is called an ego. The reason our appearance closely resembles that of humans is related. It's to foster self-awareness similar to a human's. Have you not been told about personas?
Reminds you of the Barbie movie. That's one of the few things... I haven't seen the Barbie movie yet. Or Oppenheimer. I haven't seen either of those ones. I haven't been to the cinema in ages. In general. Yeah, but that's one of the scenes I've seen shared about in GIFs and memes a fair bit.
Personas?
This is... I'm just going through this whole thing. Part of it's cute, but it's also this feeling of dread that I know something is going to go really, really wrong. Because we've seen where Labrys ends up. And we're just going through the story of how she gets there. The word is unknown to me. Oh. Accessing archives. Searching for persona. Over 1,000 headings found. I just filter the results further. Which subject is number 024 referring to? I'm sound as I think. Number 024 smiles again and resumes the conversation.
It's an ability expected of us that normal weapons don't have. The conditions to use one are theoretically already loaded in us.
Yeah. And it's the thing is, like, it's setting up these, like... Oh. Like, I had kind of figured it was kind of something kind of like, okay, yeah, Labrys has been forced to fight her sisters, like her fellow models. I'd kind of guessed that, but actually seeing it unfold and how it happens, one, that it was fairly more violent than I had been expecting. But also the fact that then Labrys has been given the memory and this time to interact with them personally, and, like, you know, I feel that this is likely going to be the breaking point, is fighting 024.
But a well-defined ego seems to be necessary to activate it.
I was not expecting this to be... I should have guessed. It's a Persona game. Regardless of the format of it, this is a Persona game. I'm already aware that we have been given a mind. Today I saw for myself the part that forms our personalities. Is its activation triggered by development of communicative skills? I still do not have a good grasp on it. Though, number 024 continues to speak. Super ego, and ID.
That's why I'm sure there are others with thoughts that do not pertain to missions.
That would seem to be the
Then
case.
Maybe those I fought up till now.
Yeah, there's the realization that you... maybe... that's gonna hurt to... but before it was just to follow orders, and now it's the kind of... Those might have been other people with their own thoughts and feelings and... Number 024 trains its gaze on me.
How does that make you feel? The opponents you destroyed may have thought similar things to what you just did.
Yeah, 024, can you not help push Labrys closer to breaking point? I suppose. I don't know what. What do you do here? Do I feel things? I cannot say for sure. I am unable to respond to the question. Number 024's expression changes again. The expression could be classified as a smile, but is subtly different from the ones I've catalogued as experiencing before. Mixed with the joy and gladness of previous smiles, this one contains a slight hint of... sorrow?
It's okay. You don't need to come up with an answer right now. It actually may be better to forget it.
Yeah, maybe.
After all, tomorrow we may find ourselves ordered to destroy each other.
Once again, I detect a twinge inside from hearing number 024's statement. It's similar to what I sensed during the data transfer today. What is it that wavers inside me? I'm about to be lost in thought again. But as if to prevent that from happening, the signal for our schedule shift echoes in each of our ears.
It's time. I hope we meet again.
I feel we will. I feel we will. As number 024 quietly stands up, I detect an expression I've come to know. Another smile. It appears as if number 024 is adopting these smooth changes in expression naturally and not deliberately. I wonder if I will eventually be able to do the same. We're back in the battle chamber. Another night passes. Another combat test takes place the next day. Just as scheduled, I face units flagged as enemies within the test chamber. I am overwhelmed with a strange sensation. The way that my opponents are expressionless now seems strange to me. There is no intent or cognition evident in their faces. Where no... Hold up. It's that... is... I had guessed... My previous guess was like that the Labrys model was built for something like infiltration or like subterfuge. That's why she had the ability to create these illusions to distort people's senses. Is it actually a failsafe to try and prevent the Labrys units from seeing the personalities and the hearts of their sisters? Is it originally a data one's designed to be tricked by it? They're blank. There's nothing wrong with them. That would be my normal assessment, but I recall number 024's image. This is... video games need to stop making me care about machines. Stop giving his... this is... Even when number 024 had no particular expression, it was not this blank. Not every portion of that face was neutral. Further analysis shows that the same is true for humans. The researchers are never completely mechanical and expressionless. I look at the hostile flagged units again. They are the same unit type as me. They were given a mind and may potentially develop an ego later. I recall number 024's statement again. Do you feel something when you destroy an opponent that may be thinking the same things as you? I am on the verge of entering a long train of thought when the enemy moves. I shake off my doubts to focus on the battle. I study the opponent's movements. I formulate the most efficient method of damaging it. I execute the method. Over and over. The array of actions I have to select from, my flexibility in linking them will decide the outcome. Having already received 10 units worth of downloaded data, I'm likely second to none regarding the scope of possibilities in this respect. At times, I can even anticipate their next action, since my opponents are the same unit type as me. Their tactics are determined using the same thought processes as mine. That's right. They think the same things as me. Eventually, after approximately 4 minutes pass, all opponents are silenced. I successfully executed my mission. The day after that, I achieved victory in the combat test with the same efficiency. It is easy to eliminate them. I first begin by targeting their weapons. It is not always necessary to destroy their main body. If they are incapable of resisting further, the battle is over. It is the most effective way. She's starting to learn, like, not to kill them, but just to disarm them. I win the next day, and the day after that. Units geared for close combat with no external weapons give me no choice but to damage their chassis. But even then, there's an order to things. If I destroy parts that present a threat, such as the motor function of their limbs, the match should be considered as won. So yeah, I feel this is like Labrys wanting to spare their lives, but also not able to comprehend her own will to not kill the other units. So she's kind of finding some like tactical logic to defend her own actions to herself. Soon afterwards, the buzzer signaling the end of the test echoes, just as I expect. I catch myself rushing over to the unit collapsed on the ground. I have only destroyed the unit's arms and legs. It is still conscious. But I realize I do not know its unit number. I am at a loss how to address the unit. The opponent asks me a question that I did not expect.
You seemed to deliberately avoid attacking the face or the neck in that battle. Why?
Huh?
Oh. I am momentarily at a loss for words. What the unit says is true. There is no damage to its face. I review my actions during the battle and find that at no point did I attack its neck either. The cranial region is where the plume of dusk is housed. If it is destroyed in any type of unit, that unit will fall. Aiming to disarm an opponent is effective, but targeting weaknesses is obviously the more efficient tactic. Yet, I avoided doing so?
I dunno.
Oh. The researchers entered the chamber and hide the unit from my field of vision. I could not determine whether my lost words had an effect on the opponent's expression or not.
These past 3 days, it hasn't been destroying the other units beyond repair, like it did in the first battle.
It must be learning to finesse its attacks rather than just using brute force. The result? Swift, overwhelming victories.
Its evasive skills are improving as well. That level of flexibility and evasive action could never be replicated by chaining predefined maneuvers.
This unit's collected a good amount of feedback data too. It's growing steadily, feeding on the bones of its kills.
Yeah, don't word it like that, please.
You don't have to say it like that.
Also, I'm not ending the stream here, but I do need to step away slightly just because I am invested. I want to see more of this, but I do need to, if I'm going to carry on, I do quickly need to stop by the bathroom. But I will return in just a moment. And I have returned. Apologies for that little delay. Let me just... My avatar is going to be messed up because I moved out of frame. There we go. And how do I turn it back on? There we go. I have returned. Oh, back to this. The researchers are preparing for the download. Growing. Destroying them and absorbing their data. That's what growing is? Since I thoroughly destroyed a few of my opponents these last few days, some of their bodies were salvaged. While I downloaded their data, I always kept their still bodies within view. I had been kind of... Oh, I needed to use the toilet for a wee while there. And I was kind of like trying to wait for like the next bookmark location, and I was this close to it anyway. Deliberately keeping their dead bodies in view as he... No wonder Labrys is... struggling. Just as the combat tests are repeated, my actions outside each night are repeated as well. I've become aware that I'm seeking out number 024 of my own will lately. When I attempt to communicate with other units, most often they cannot understand the meaning of my questions. This prevents us from conversing. But that may not be the only reason. I want to converse with number 024. I've begun to desire it. When I go to see number 024, the white dog I saw on my first day we met appears from somewhere.
This one seems to have been raised as a pet somewhere far away from here. But one day, it was brought to the forest near here, and its owner suddenly disappeared.
Oh, was it abandoned? It seems unlikely that number 024 obtained such a detailed history of a stray animal from the research staff. Was all this information obtained by communicating directly with the animal? From a dog that does not speak human language?
Its name is apparently Snowy. At least, that's the name it responds to the most.
Hello, Snowy.
I thought it was a dog.
Labrys, do you not understand the concept of names?
Oh, well, the name of this animal is a dog. But how do I put this? Snowy is what this specific dog is called.
Snowy.
Snowy. Oh. Snowy barks once, as if comprehending its name.
It's white, like snow. Easy to remember.
When I reach out my hand, Snowy rubs its nose against it without being frightened. The way it presses at my fingers feels as if it's showing pride in its name. I do not know the tactical advantage that communicating with animals offers to a weapon, but I feel that there is value in spending time with it. I decide to spend my outdoor activity time that day following Snowy around with number 024. Oh, yeah, this is... Yeah, ever since you brought it up, Minnie, this has been kind of... I keep, like, thinking about Nier Automata, like, the androids in Nier Automata. And this. You know, obviously quite different in terms of the story, but the machines programmed for one purpose, but still having their own arts. It's outdoor activity time on the next night. When I arrive in the outdoor area, I'm listening to a certain sound. I hear the sound intermittently every 4 to 7 seconds. I had wondered about the unknown ambient sound since the first day, but I determined that it wasn't a threat and focused my consciousness on other things. Tonight, I increased my microphone sensitivity to maximum and concentrate on that sound. It is similar to something familiar. I scan my memories until I realize what it is. It is the sound of water. I hear it when the staff use a device to clean their hands and tools. The waveform has some similarities to that. But if the sound is at this volume in such an open space, the volume of water must be higher than a normal supply would allow for. What could it be? I contemplate asking number 024. It is clear that number 024 knows much more than I do. I begin walking in search of number 024. Where could number 024 be? I go to where we spoke a number of times previously, but number 024 is not there. Number 024 is also not at the rock where we sat together. Is number 024 not here? I quickly discard the possibility. We are not ordered what to do while we are here, but coming to this outdoor area is in order. If post-testing diagnostics showed no abnormalities, we are all to report directly here. Oh. I consider this. If there are no abnormalities. I feel a twinge in my chest. It's larger than ever. Number 024 will be here if there are no abnormalities. But what if there were such abnormalities? What if number 024 was damaged during the combat tests? And sustaining damage is not necessarily the extent of the problem. Could it be... The screen just keeps getting darker. I realize that my arms are trembling slightly. It is not a conscious movement. I cannot make it stop. Is it possible that perhaps number 024 lost in a combat test and was destroyed? In these circumstances, it would be expected for such a day to come. What if number 024... What if she never came here again?
Oh, this is where you went. You weren't at the usual spot, so I was looking for you.
I was prepared for that to be the end. And this hurts even more, game, because I know I know that 024 isn't surviving this. Only Labrys survives. You know, until I heard the voice from behind me, my sensors had stopped accepting input. No sound, no light, nothing. All of them come back online with her voice. I turn around. Number 024 furrows her brow and looks into my face.
What's wrong? The look on your face seemed as if you saw something frightening.
My face? My expression? Frightening? Am I scared?
I do not comprehend. I cannot make that judgment.
Are you perhaps scared of fighting?
Nah, I don't think that's it. What is this? I can't tell.
Scared of losing her sisters. Am I scared? Scared of what? That she will disappear? During an operation, it's possible that I might assign greater priority to other units' safety than my own, but we are not on an operation now. This emotion is not the same anyway. It's a different emotion. An emotion? I have emotions? I looked at number 024's face pleadingly, but I cannot put my question into words. I cannot express my feelings to her. And though number 024 sees this, she says nothing. She only smiles tenderly. It's the same smile she showed once. It looks happy, but also sad. During that night's outdoor activity time, neither number 024 nor I speak much. We just walk together, side by side, without saying anything. I do not take the opportunity to ask about the intermittent sound of water. Is that... Do you bring that up because you don't get the chance? It is the next day. I detect some sort of weight in my chest. I'm aware that there's no physical weight there. It's most likely a psychological phenomenon. I perform a vocabulary search. The idiom of being heavy-hearted applies best. I cannot help but find it amusing. It is a very apt phrase. But what is causing this heavy-heartedness? That I may not be able to see number 024 someday? That may be it. I do not think that is all. Oh, okay, we're skipping the combat again. Oh, we're skipping the next few days. Over the next few days, I spent my time without finding an answer to the question. Each night after the combat tests, when it's time for outdoor activities, I seek out number 024 first. And each time I confirm her presence, I feel an indescribable sense of relief and rush over to her. We exchanged standard greetings in the first few days, but that practice was eventually discarded. Now there are no special greetings between us. We can understand each other without words. Our eyes and expressions communicate enough. Tonight, I find number 024 and rush to her as usual. There are no words, only an exchange of smiles. We begin walking together.
Do you remember me asking before if you were scared of fighting? To tell the truth, I'm scared of it too.
Her confession is surprising. It is counter to our nature as weapons. Yet, for some reason, I'm not surprised by it.
I'm afraid I'll lose and be destroyed, and it's painful for me to make others go through the same ordeal. We may be weapons, but shouldn't we be driven by more than seeking victory? I've been wondering that for a long time.
But that's against orders.
Oh, yeah. The debate of machines. Number 024 gives a half-hearted smile.
I'm sure things would probably be much simpler if I stopped thinking and just obeyed orders. Unfortunately, I finally found it. I found my answer.
Oh?
Your answer?
There's someone I want to meet. I feel like meeting this person is my own objective and not an order given to me.
Oh. Since you have never left this facility, we have absolutely no acquaintances with outside people. There should be no relationship, but I immediately understand. This person she wants to meet is someone on the outside. Even I don't know why I thought so. But when I reflect upon that thought, the indescribable wavering within me becomes greater than ever.
Ever since I started thinking that I was scared to fight, each day was painful for me. If I'm going to feel this way until the day I lose, I even thought it would be better if I lost on purpose.
Yeah. That's... now the machines are even getting... I think as close to suicidal as the machines can get.
But I won't think that anymore. I feel glad now that I exist. I mean, we're loved after all.
Okay, I think this is the sign that you're gonna die soon.
Loved?
That's right.
I repeat that to myself. The word loved. I do not comprehend. But when I look at her gaze, her clear eyes seem to see beyond the sky. Her statement seems correct. I feel that this must be something vital. As I watch her try to express something without words, it is hard to believe she is the same unit type as me. It seems more that she is human.
Why are you telling me this?
It's probably because I didn't think anyone but you would understand.
Well, I hate to say it, but I'm not sure I really get it either.
I'm sure you'll understand one day. I hope so anyway.
Sheesh. Why you gotta be so cryptic?
Number 024 laughs at this. It is the purest smile I've catalogued. I know without comparing it to anything that it is a smile of pure joy. I detect Snowy playing at my feet. After playing at number 024's feet too, Snowy runs off about 3 meters and then turns around. Its tail moves vigorously back and forth. Soon afterwards, Snowy sits on the ground and looks up at number 024. I watch number 024 crouch and pat its head. I am thinking back about other things. Things besides fighting and defeating the nearest enemy. My own objective. Someone to meet. I still do not fully comprehend. But the way she is playing with Snowy tonight looks more fun than ever. Smile seems very natural. If the answer she discovered is the origin of that smile, I'd like to understand it someday too. I can feel that desire budding inside me. Or... So all it is just the longest the game just throws us in with like no actual gameplay, it's just backstory. Once again, I participate in a combat test. Once again, I claim victory without destroying my opponent. I target only her weapons and limbs. I elect not to employ the tactic of targeting the weakness in their cranial regions. I believe that if they think the same things as I do, they would not wish for their personality modules to cease functioning. Though even if I do not destroy them, research staff will remove their plumes of dusk. Either way, their functions will be suspended. My actions are difficult to justify, but I feel that suspension through destruction is not a suitable end for them. That is what I think when I rationalize it by applying the criteria to myself. I do not think anyone would want their consciousness to be terminated by those like them. I find myself more conscious of the damage I sustain and my efficiency in combat than ever. Depending on my results, I may eventually be ordered to destroy them. To prevent that from happening, I must continue fielding favorable results. It becomes easy to continue fighting with that objective in mind. That is becoming my new objective. I am theoretically being tested on destroying my opponents, but I have begun fighting so that they will not be destroyed. Paradoxically, this has caused my results to improve. Could this be considered going against orders? Oh. My strike shatters the serve when the opponent's pivot leg. He falls to the ground, unable to stay upright. Her weapon has already been destroyed. He should be incapable of resisting now. But the buzzer signaling the end of the test does not sound. No. As I wonder why, I hear a grating, metallic sound from the opponent. She leaps onto me with her one good arm and leg.
What's the matter, number 031? Hurry up and terminate the target.
I do not know what to do. My opponent is acting contrary to her own safety. Granted, this is the only action left to her, but she will destroy herself before inflicting any damage to me. A tactic that puts one's life at risk like that. Putting one's life at risk? What am I saying? We are weapons. We exist to obey orders. We cannot prioritize our self-preservation without a change in those orders. That is why she is challenging me to a fight. She will do so until all of her circuits and servos burn out and she becomes incapable of action. As she grapples with me, I put my hands to her neck and squeeze. I adjust my grip strength limiters to 70% of maximum. The opponent's body makes an abnormal sound. After this, I sense the main lines of the bridge unit snap in half inside the soft structure. Her movement stops. Her limbs go flaccid, indicating loss of consciousness. I can see my reflection in her optic inputs. They have lost their focus and look like black holes. I gasp. The face I see reflected in them is not expressionless. How should this expression be classified? I have seen it sometimes when number 024 smiles. This face indicates sadness. Buzzer signaling the test's end finally rings. The researchers enter the chamber. I'm used to this scene now.
That was pretty impressive. You think it's because of the size of her plume? Funny that one little part could make such a difference.
Indeed. Most of it is due to differences in their tactical mentalities. It may be on the cusp of what we would call an ego.
Considering how everything's been going so far, I'm starting to believe more in persona abilities.
Excuse me? One little part? It is true that the Plume of Dusk installed in me is comparatively the largest among units of my type. Does this part determine everything about us? Number 024's smile seems much more human than mine. I find myself opening my mouth to speak, but I realize that the statement I'm about to deliver is a protest. I'm quick to abort. Was I about to deny the staff's authority? They speak to me. My confusion seems to have gone unnoticed.
Well done, unit number 031. That was an impressive display of destruction. Plus you cleanly severed its transmitter, leaving the Plume of Dusk unharmed. That's certainly ending things on a high note.
Ending things on a high note? An act of destruction is a high note? The researchers look at each other while holding the petri dish with the bluish-white plate-like object. One of them says, "This is the one."
Alright, number 031. As of today, the test battles are finished.
Huh? It's over?
Oh. I cannot help questioning the unexpected
All
statement.
the results indicate that you have the very highest performance out of all the units of your model.
I'd say we can go ahead and earmark unit number 031 to be the base for developing the 5th generation.
The base?
It means that you're the winner.
Was that 024 that we just didn't recognize, or is it? I thought there would have been some mention of 024 in the tests. Combat tests are over. Will I no longer be required to fight? A strangely intense sensation of relief fills me. It is not because I won and earned some kind of reward. If the tests have ended, those of my unit type that are not yet destroyed can escape that fate. Interesting. It seems that I was reluctant to destroy them after all. My priorities have become inverted. Yet, I'm so happy that I smile. The researchers noticed this expression as well and smile back.
Okay, we're going to begin the usual review of the feedback. So come over here.
Because that could be another thing with the illusion software tech thing. Which means as well that if I am correct that was 024, Labrys is about to get uploaded with all of 024's memories. When the download begins, memories and thoughts of my recent opponent flow into me along with vivid images. Sifting through battle data has become a routine I've repeated so often that I'm barely conscious of it now. I reused a non-combat memory she preserved. It is the landscape of the outdoor area again. At first, I could only vaguely recognize it, but now I can pinpoint exactly where this memory is from. It is near the biggest tree. The memory is of flowers. There are images of a small shoot, a budding plant, and a blossoming flower. She must have had an interest in the concept of growth. For we machines, the growth of an individual is an unknown concept. But one of us took an interest where I had only seen it as part of the landscape. It seems that she too had her own thoughts unrelated to our orders and battle performance. She simply did not show it. I recall what number 024 said. My own objective. Not an order given to me. The twinge in my chest returns. I'll make sure to hold tight to your memories. This was the thought that formed in my mind. Once again, it's time to spend time outdoors. I quickly meet up with number 024. It seems she was looking for me as well.
Hey, can I talk to you for a while? The lab boys told me today that they were putting the kibosh on the test battles.
I see. It's over then.
Look, I've been thinking, if they end up tossing us out soon because of that,
Don't think they'll be tossing you out, Labrys.
I want to go with you to go see that person you were talking about. The one you wanted to meet. I might even put in a formal request about it to the lab boys.
Number 024 takes my right hand. Before I can determine her intent, she pulls a cable from her wrist and connects it to a port in my own. Oh? She looks at my face in silence. Thinking that she wants to confirm that the tests are in fact over, I nod. But the data that transfers is from her to me. The packets that flow through the cable form a single, very small archive file.
If you are still safe when everything is over, open this file.
Don't say that. Number 024 removes the cable but keeps hold of my hand.
What do you mean, when everything is over? How come I can't look at it now?
If I had to answer, I would say because it wouldn't be fair.
Fair?
She smiles and does not answer. There's that same unsure expression. It is a smile, but there is sadness in it.
It would be wonderful if I could go with you to see her.
Her? So this person you're looking forward to meeting is a girl?
Number 024 nods
But
slowly.
it's strange. Even though my wish may not come true, I still feel satisfied for some reason. How bizarre. It's a fervent wish of mine, too.
She looks towards the sky and smiles faintly. This time, it contains more than sadness. There are too many emotions for me to parse, all reflected in that one expression.
I believe in you. I can tell you this because I trust you. Maybe that's why I feel so at peace.
Huh?
Maybe this is what it is to feel alive.
Alive? It has happened again. I do not comprehend the meaning of the word, yet I feel a twinge inside. I look at the sky in an attempt to follow her gaze. There's nothing there to hint at her meaning, but still wanted to get closer to her. She wishes for me to understand. I want to grant her wish. From then on, we spend our time looking up at the sky in silence. Eventually, the signal that time is up reaches our ears. That is when I notice that the moon has appeared from behind the laboratory buildings. I see. I thought that the light emanating from the plumes of dusk reminded me of something. I now know what it is. It's very similar to the light from the moon in the night sky. The silence of the save screen sometimes is unsettling. Why are we back here? The sun rises and the next day arrives. After coming out of standby, I am ordered to enter the shock-resistant chamber once again. From what I am told, it is for a different purpose than the combat tests. Soon afterwards, the three researchers who supervise the feedback downloads appear.
Sounds like it's decided. We'll discontinue use of the name Unit Number 031.
Oh.
Generation 5 Labrys will be this unit's new name.
Labrys.
That's your name. The official one's much longer. Generation 5 Anti-Shadow...
5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon Labrys. How hard is that to remember?
Labrys.
This designation by a name does not a number. I never questioned being called number 031 until now. Nothing about it seemed awkward. But I wonder why. I am happy now to have acquired a name. Even if my designation changes, it will not have a concrete effect on my abilities. But by discarding my number for name, I feel as if I am no longer one of a series of minute variations. I am a discrete individual. That may be why. I find myself smiling as a result.
From now on, the battles you fight will not be to test your performance. They'll be geared toward drawing out a persona.
Yep. The tests are continuing.
First, you will fight all the remaining units of your model type. Your objective is to destroy them. Every last one.
Here we go.
Huh?
I am perplexed at the disconnect between their tone of voice and the specifics of the order. Fight against all remaining units of my model type? Destroy every last one of them?
The fear impulse and self-preservation instinct seem to be the key to activating a persona. This is the most effective method of inducing extreme mental stress.
Yes, maybe, perhaps, but I don't like these scientists.
Stress? Come on, you don't have to go this far.
Huh? Well, that's a first. And none of them have ever protested like that. Well, at least that's a sign that its ego is developing.
You told me it was over. I thought I wouldn't have to do these things anymore.
You.
Ain't there some other way? If there is, please, let me do that instead. I don't want to fight him anymore.
The three researchers look at me with apparent surprise on their faces. My protest get through to them? I hope so, but...
That's a surprise. Such natural speech patterns. I hadn't thought its personality would develop this fast.
All the data's being recorded now. Let's compare them and look at which stages they improve at.
They smile while muttering to themselves. I'm at a complete loss for words. They are not machines, but humans. On top of that, they are my creators. Surely they are able to understand what I'm saying. Yet their current expression... Until now, I thought they were understanding people who treated us as close to human. I was wrong. I'm only an object to them. No matter what I say, they will see it only as a response to stimulus. Behind their gentle attitudes, we are nothing more than test subjects they hold no emotional attachment to. They do not focus on what I am saying. They are only interested in it as a reaction. The researchers ignore my stunned silence and hastily leave the chamber. Their figures are hidden behind the hatch. Soon, with a terrible low-pitched sound, the hatch on the other side begins to open, right where the opponents come through. I'll be forced to fight again today, and in the days to come. I must continue to destroy my opponents each time. I cannot find the words I want to say. I slowly turn my head towards the hatch, but what I see there truly leaves me at a loss for words.
No.
024. The opponent emerging from the hatch is number 024. There is no smile or sadness on her face. She is quietly standing there, expressionless. Number 024 steps into the chamber while gazing at my face. The hatch slowly closes behind her.
No! Why?
Even I do not know who the question is addressed to. Why is she here? Because she was ordered? Do I have to fight her now? It's not quite sinking in yet, but in a sharp tone I've never heard from her before, she tells me what I must
Draw
do.
your weapon.
I can't.
If you don't fight, you'll lose. I will end up destroying you. Are you willing to accept that?
Why? Why are you saying this stuff?
Number 024 ignores my question and reaches behind her back with her right hand. The multi-use weapon unit releases from her back. Becomes a great sword in her right hand. It's approximately 1.5 meters, as long as she is tall. It is also alarmingly wide and fitted with propulsion devices. It is difficult to process seeing the weapon pointed at me.
If you fear being destroyed, if you have a heart capable of fear, then there's no need to hesitate. That alone gives you the right to attack me with all your strength.
But doesn't the same go for you?
I could not help but plead. Number 024 does not answer, but it appears that a very small smile forms on her lips.
You said there was someone you wanted to meet. I can't fight you knowing that.
I turn and appeal to the researchers watching us from the other side of the glass wall.
Come on! Stop this! I don't want to fight anymore!
I press against the transparent wall and continuously strike it with my fist. Though my safety limiter is disabled, it must be coated with something. I cannot even scratch it. The researchers standing on the other side are completely expressionless, as if they are machines themselves. Beg and plead, but they do not respond. If only there wasn't this clear glass wall between us. I'm so frustrated. Why? I then hear number 024 speak up weakly behind
Only
me.
one of us can exit this chamber.
Huh?
They never told you, since you were strong enough, that battles never lasted very long. But that's the rule of this place. The only time the door leading beyond that transparent wall opens is when one of us is considered unable to fight.
That's the basis for the rule in the Grand Prix.
From the start, this whole setup never took our feelings into account.
I can say nothing. I can see from her words what atrocious battles were forced upon
But
her.
talking like this is a waste of time. I can see I won't spur you into fighting with just words alone.
As soon as she finishes, number 024 leaps into the air, swinging her sword at me. I quickly jump back and barely dodge the attack. Her sword slashes the space where I had been at a speed that could have killed me. The tip grazes the chamber floor. Red sparks fly. She is serious. Finally sinks in. I jump away to put distance between us.
I don't intend to meekly accept my destruction. I have my own goal, after all. Now, fight me.
I have no choice but to fight. But a thought crosses my mind. In terms of basic combat strength, mine is probably higher. Using my usual tactics, I should be able to destroy her weapon and disable enough of her servos to prevent her from attacking. Number 024's ego is without a doubt more highly developed than mine. It must be of value to the researchers. If I can render her incapable of acting, I may be able to avoid the order to destroy her when she is down. I decide to bet on that possibility. I shift my priorities and fight back with all my strength. I cannot do this empty-handed. I remove my own multifunction weapon from my back and shape it into a battle axe. It pains me to do this, but it is the only way. I repel number 024's persistent sword strikes and go for a counterattack. I aim for the great sword's clasp with my battle axe. After a number of hits, it shatters. My next target is the transmission system for her shoulder and knee joints. In terms of output and movement itself, I detect various differences between us. Amongst those of my unit type, I awakened latest. Compared to number 024, not only my personality module, but my limbs as well have been upgraded to the latest versions. It's only a matter of time. Number 024 loses virtually all offensive capabilities and falls to the floor. As I planned, number 024 is mostly undamaged apart from her weapon and motor functions. I immediately turn towards the researchers behind their invisible wall and raise my voice.
Isn't this enough? She had that ego thing way before me. Destroying her won't do anyone any good. Come on, have a heart.
But hearing this, the researchers only laugh. Their faces are as joyous as when they see results that surpass their expectations. Why? What in this situation could cause such joy? Number 024's body collapsed on the floor, suddenly begins to convulse. Oh. It goes still for a few seconds, then, although it should not be able to move, it drags itself up.
Huh? What the?
Unpleasant metallic sounds are coming from all over her body. The light in her eyes has also gone out. It indicates that she is undergoing unreasonable stress. Still, no expression appears on number 024's face. It is a cold, dull-like void. It's similar in appearance to a newly activated unit. I know as soon as I look at her. She would never make a face like this on her own.
What did you do to her?
It'll be coming at you with everything it has now. You better not hold back either. Number 024 had an excellent record against others of its model. Even you might have a hard time beating this one, Labrys.
I unconsciously find myself biting my lip. We are weapons. In other words, we are tools. Of course there would be a means to issue orders remotely. I recall what the one researcher said. This is the most effective method of inducing extreme mental stress. In other words, the more strongly I desire number 024's survival, the stronger my reaction will be when I'm forced to destroy her. That is why they laughed. I can sense the strength draining from my shoulders. There's nothing more I can attempt. All I can do is end her. Behind me, number 024, or rather, her animated shell approaches me, its limbs shaking. I suppress all thoughts unrelated to tactics and slowly turn around. My body goes cold. My arms move into position as if controlled by someone else and ready my weapon. Didn't like that noise. It was not a close fight. Once I decided to finish this, once I was resolved to stop her, number 024 she is now, stood no chance against me. Okay. I fall to my knees next to number 024. Her limbs have been shattered. She'll never rise again. My processes are overloaded with things I cannot understand. I feel as if all processing is slowed. Number 024's face is turned to the ceiling.
Hey, are you not gonna look at me anymore? You're not gonna smile again?
Oh boy. I did not expect her to respond, but number 024's face moves slightly. I stare at her without knowing how to react. She turns her gaze to me and smiles.
I'm sorry to leave you alone. I leave the rest to you.
Those were the last words she spoke. I can't believe this. There's a smile on number 024's dead face. She is smiling at the one who destroyed her and robbed her of her dream. All at once, everything hits me in a torrent of emotion and data. I've lost her. I did it. I took everything from her. My vision begins to fade. My thoughts go with it. I cannot determine whether the lights are actually dimming or if that is only my perception. It's too much to handle. I collapse to the ground helplessly, like a crumbling statue. Oh boy. This was... Oh, here I was hyped for kind of like the finale to the story, but no, we're just... Oh. Next time I awaken, I'm lying inside a cage. It seems I was carried out of the test chamber. No, still downloading the feedback data? The download of number 024's feedback data is about to begin. The researchers seem to have taken my sudden loss of consciousness seriously. I am confined in a cage instead of sitting in the usual maintenance chair. Researchers keep repeating the word interesting. So this is how they react when extreme mental stress is induced. I can hear their voices clearly. They seem to derive pleasure from the fact that I lost consciousness due to mental stress rather than physical damage. The cables are connected to my body, one after another. The data download begins. All of number 024's information. Combat data, various records, the memories she experienced. All of it flows into me. My eyes widen in surprise. Everything is so vibrant. It is so clear that it is indistinguishable from actually experiencing them. It's the first time I've received memories of such vivid images. All of the images are linked to records of the emotions she felt in relation to them. They are so strongly linked that my screening protocols cannot distinguish them from human thought. The outdoor area where we spent time. The big tree whose branches we examined. The sound of water we heard periodically. Snowy running around and playing. As I relive number 024's experiences, I pick up on an unfamiliar voice. There's no associated image data. Only the voice can be heard. It's a female voice. There's a female researcher at this facility, but this voice belongs to a younger person. Still in human developmental stages.
I know the world is a big place. And I know that there's a lot of people in it. But I won't be able to see it for myself, or meet many of them. I know that too. I'm too weak for that.
Her speech is different from the researchers, and those are my unit type. It is very similar to my own speech output.
Thinking about it has made me sad more than once. But I didn't want to do nothing and be left with regrets. That was when my mom and dad looked into some options, and we decided to go with this experiment.
Wait a hold up a second.
If even a sick girl like me could make herself useful to others in this world, I thought I ought to go for it.
Who could this be? I know only that she is female. She's in a situation where her condition prevents her from moving freely. It seems that instead of lamenting that fact, she has decided to volunteer for an experiment of some kind. Where did number 024 hear this voice? Did she know this person? I wish I could ask her, but that is no longer possible.
At first, I kept wondering how much I could really contribute. But after hearing more and more about the program, I started to wonder about the others more than myself.
Others? It's strange, but when I hear that, I feel number 024's heart waver. Was she surprised? Perhaps even I feel something unexplainable.
Yeah, my big wish is to make myself useful to this world. But the ones born from me... Is born the right word for it? Kind of embarrassing. My other wish is that the ones born from me are happy.
Wait, is this like the personality base for Labrys?
I doubt I'll be able to talk to him in person or stay with them, but I still wish from the bottom of my heart that they all have happy lives.
People's voices have unique characteristics. In the past, I would have expressed it as a variance in waveform, but each has what it could be called its own texture and temperature to it. His voice sounds very warm and kind. I would like to listen to more of it, but the speech ends there. There are no more related memories from number 024. While the cables disconnect, I decide to search the archives for results matching that voice. Sadly, there are no results, but during the search, I suddenly remember something. The archive given to me by number 024 last night. Quickly open the folder and find a single text file inside.
If you are reading this, then I have most likely been destroyed. It may be that you already understand the concept of guilt, But you have done nothing wrong.
You are still safe when everything is over. She must have meant if I defeated her in combat. Number 024 knew what would happen to those who lost in the trial. What emotions was she feeling then? What was going through her mind as she prepared this file? I felt something wrench inside my chest.
I happened to access certain data during the feedback treatment and learned something. Artificially creating a personality from scratch is very difficult, though they hope to achieve it in 2 generations. But those of our model were actually made from the template of a certain girl's personality. That includes you and I. She had left a recording for the units created using her personality. A message for those of us who did not yet exist. That's what I heard. She speaks in a strange way, like you. I thought, we really are connected to her.
I think about that unknown voice. The experiment the voice spoke of was related to our development after all. The owner of that voice was speaking to us.
The one who gave birth to us loved us. When I understood that, I felt like my eyes were opened. Though my life was filled with suffering, my birth had meaning. I firmly believe that. I want to meet her. I need to tell her thank you for giving birth to us and for loving us. This was not an order from the scientists. It was an objective I made for myself. So if you can understand my feelings, I'd like you to do this in my stead. Give our mother my thanks.
This is getting much sadder than I was prepared for. Our number 024 must have wanted to meet this girl who she saw as our mother. He must have longed to thank the girl in person. The data within me. Her heart tells me so. During the time when she was ordered to destroy her sisters, this wish must have been her only hope. Yet it did not come true. I shattered it. The one she herself said was the only thing who understood her. I must have been devastated. But the letter ends in the way I least expected.
Though we knew each other for only a short time, I'm glad I met you. I feel the same right now as our mother did. I wish from the depths of my heart for you to be happy.
I know I've been... I don't think I've said this on stream yet, but I've mentioned to a few people that I've been very emotional, teary lately. And that, I don't know, that whole scene there, I was... I'm gonna need a rest after this, I think. I'm shocked. How could she feel that way towards someone who may one day destroy her? I realized then that the visual input from my optics is experiencing distortion for some unknown reason. An unfamiliar source of water trickles down my cheek.
Labrys, is she crying?
So she is. I can't believe we're actually seeing a machine being driven to tears.
Can we punch these people?
But its mental graphs are clearly abnormal. What kind of information did it download?
Who knows? That's one thing the graphs can't tell us.
We should take care to limit our studies to just the battle data. It doesn't need any sentimental memories. You can delete those. Why make a weapon so emotional that it can cry?
Oi! Delete them? Something roars within me. It drowns out the feeling for number 024 and our mother that had filled my heart.
Delete! Like hell you're deleting my memories!
Oh. Under no circumstance will I allow what number 024 left for me to be deleted for their convenience. I will not forgive this selfishness. We've been treated callously by the research in this laboratory. They gave us hearts, yet made us destroy those of our unit type as enemies. We killed our sisters at their command. If we refused, our desires were overridden and we became their puppets. The wishes of the girl who desired our happiness were not taken into consideration. Now, even as the few memories that number 024, my sisters, and I've accumulated are about to be erased like trash. Though their aim is to develop our ego, I find it inconvenient for us to have real hearts. Feelings within me may be erased. Perhaps, too, my heart itself. If that happens, will I resume killing my sisters without hesitation? What is least forgivable is that the proof that number 024 had lived, her lost wishes, will be permanently lost. Hands are squeezed into tight fists. Make a small grinding noise. The goal that number 024 found for herself was left to me. I'll carry it out as my own now. I'll burn it into my heart as my goal. It's a duty I impose on myself gladly. Nothing will make me surrender it. Must be fought for. Or rather, must be protected. Even if it means fighting.
What the? Its emotions are spiking into the red. I've never seen anything like this.
You've pushed someone to the end.
Hey, what's that warning? No. Labrys is in battle mode?
What? That can't be. There aren't any enemies. We're the only ones here.
Mm-hmm. You've been classified as an enemy, my friend. I'm able to release all my limiters, despite being inside the cage. Researchers monitoring me on their tablet PC seem perplexed and alarmed by this. They should be. They are witnessing an override of the principle of non-aggression towards humans. Yep. They're flushed and too panicked to speak clearly as they announce that an emergency has occurred. One of them steps away from the cage I'm in and reaches for a switch with warning labels around it. Suddenly, restraints appear to bind my limbs.
Are you saying those mental fluctuations were enough to override the OS's restrictions?
That plume's playing pranks on us. Hey, hurry up and delete those memories.
Oh. These memories in my heart are not unnecessary.
We are!
Something I've not felt until now. A sensation like heat spreads throughout my body. A trembling, burning wave rises within me. Soon afterwards, I realize that this is an emotion. There's a name for this feeling. It is anger. I reroute all my strength into my restrained limbs. The restraints are designed to withstand up to twice our calculated maximum output. Trying to escape is therefore logically doomed to failure. Even so, I continue to muster my strength. It's not because I judge it a viable course of action. I'm not merely executing an order. I'm acting based on my emotions. It does not matter if the restraints can be destroyed or not. I wish to destroy them. Metal parts in both my limbs and the restraints begin to creak.
How's it doing that? There's no way those things are strong enough to break the restraints.
That's right. Isn't this? Is this maybe like similar to like when the whole phenomenon when a human is under extreme like emotional stress, they can exhibit more strength than they should physically be capable of?
It's outputting over 220% of its theoretical strength limit, even though its joint actuators are operating at only 70% capacity.
That's not possible. That doesn't even make any sense. What's driving this thing?
I'm not gonna let you take those memories! I made her a promise!
Oh. Next moment, a rupturing sound like a small explosion shakes the entire room. The heavy metallic bands restraining my arms and legs shatter. I jump out of the cage and run towards the open door. I must escape from here. I have to get out and see the girl who loved us, but we were not yet created. To fulfill number 024's wish, which has now become mine. When I enter the hallway connected to the outdoor area, I met with barricades and heavy artillery. Sister units and I have never been equipped with firearms. I would call it being due to concerns over our unit's mentality affecting the accuracy of its aim. Instead, we were given short-range weaponry, a chain arm and other implements in my case. They are not sufficient to deal with the range of firearms. However, I do have a countermeasure. By using the flexibility and adapting to situations of my developed mind, I dodge their complex projectile trajectories and destroy the opposition. Eventually, I reach the end of the hallway and exit to the outdoor area. I haven't seen this environment before. The trees are the same species as those that grow near the facility. But these specimens are much larger. Where am I? Questions did not cross my mind until now. Where am I? Where are we? I cannot use the GPS that should be installed in me. It seems the research facility blocks GPS signals outside of its walls. This has probably prevented its location from being pinpointed. Is there anything in the environment that can help me determine my location? The blue sky that I'm seeing for the first time is stunning, but irrelevant. I notice a periodic sound of liquid in the distance. It is the sound of the ocean. The answer came easily to mind. Wish I had a GPS. That would be helpful to have. It's internal GPS. One of my sisters must have taken an interest in it and learned what it was. My sisters are helping to keep me alive now. When I think of it that way, a burning feeling rises from deep within my chest. I don't know what I see in my surroundings is helpful. Is there anything else by which I can determine my location? Any landmarks or signposts? I scan my surroundings while running past. Oh. I mean, yeah, see, I don't often feel like physically lost. I have quite a good internal compass. Like, unless I was kind of like dropped somewhere, I have absolutely no clue where I am. Even like when I got to Tokyo for the first time by myself, I just kind of dealt with it, just wandered around. Never really got lost. I think that's something I inherited from my granddad. He has very much an internal compass. These trees obstruct my view. They're a unique species. Maybe a hint. I reviewed the tree's characteristics once more and run another search on them. I attempted this once already, but there's much more data available to me now. Once again, results come easy. This variety of tree is known as a cedar. It's found in many habitats, but the cedars here are unique. The tree's shape and the age it implies is so different that it is nearly a separate species. That is because of differences in the environment. It may be useful in determining my location. That's when an unfamiliar sound reaches my ears. Every rumble of what sounds like a motor. It seems they have dispatched a vehicle to pursue me. I expected this. The response was swift. It seems they had measures in place in the event one of us escaped. When the vehicle stops behind me, fully armed personnel pour out of it. They move to surround me from both the left and right. It's an obvious response. No matter how much power I may have, I'm alone. The optimal solution would be to overwhelm me with numbers. I try to shake them off by running faster. Oh. Soon afterwards, I reach the main gate of the laboratory. A high steel edifice. It's tightly sealed. A number of heavily armed guards are protecting it. Stop. There's nowhere else to go.
Labrys, come back here. You're too useful a unit to destroy. You need to get back here to be regulated. That's your role in all this.
I cannot be destroyed here. I cannot be captured either. It will surely delete my memories. It will take my wish and everything else that was given to me. What purpose even is there in avoiding destruction if that's what awaits me? The only options are wherever my wish dies with me, wherever it is stolen away.
I ain't gonna let you destroy me. And not just because I don't want to be destroyed.
Oh. Oh. The moment I focus my concentration to remove the limiters on my onboard weaponry, I sense an unknown strength rise within me. Directly afterwards, something that cannot be quantified fills my body and the surrounding area.
What the?
Persona? Pursuit vehicle suddenly stops. Research staff gets off, one after another, shocked.
This reading! Is it on the verge of a persona reaction?
Shit, it's awakened? Ah, damn it, why now?
Well, at least this proves that mental stress is the key to activating a persona.
The one guy who's kind of like, oh, let's look on the bright side.
Who cares about that right now? It's not fully awakened yet, but with it still unstable, we don't know what it's capable of.
I'm intrigued by their statements.
Persona?
I knew that we had the means, but I was not aware of controlling anything. I don't know if it could be called a power, nor do I know how to use it. I can tell that the others are afraid. I seize the opportunity and run towards the main gate. a slight possibility that I can reach the door without attracting any gunfire, and vault over the door with my legs and chain arm. The moment I reach the gate, I launch my chain arm towards the upper threshold of the door. But the moment the arm grabs the ledge, something emerges. Much greater power touches the door as well. Oh. Suddenly the door crumbles like paper and a large hole forms on the upper half.
Now it's done it!
We need to hurry! If it's that strong already, we won't be able to stop it once its persona completely awakens!
That's... persona.
I quickly regain my senses. I burst out of the facility and single-mindedly jump outside. That's also a point as well. Labrys is powerful enough to just summon her persona in reality? My feet touch the ground of the outside world for the first time. They'll most likely not let me escape. Fortunately, the door is badly damaged. It should take time until it can be opened enough for vehicles to pass through. I need to gain as much distance and time as possible, and then... It is then that I realize I do not have a destination in mind. Who is the girl number 024 wish to see? Where can I go to meet her? The only clue I have is the idiosyncrasies of the girl's speech. I have learned that distinct speech patterns are often associated with specific regions. I should begin by traveling to where that style of speech is common. It is reckless, but I feel confident. At the very least, I can get closer to the girl than I am now. But my situation is dire and I am under pursuit. Internally, I am cheerful. There's a bounce in my step. For some reason, I cannot remain calm. Just still going. Just then, 5 meters ahead, something white and fluffy. Snowy! It's Snowy. It notices me and approaches. I'm worried about my pursuers, but I cannot dismiss number 024's beloved Snowy. I lower my speed and run with it. And I notice that the scenery we are passing is calmed. My surroundings are very different now. The blue sky that was previously obstructed by trees is now clearly visible. Green grass is shining vibrantly in the light of the sun. There is a deeper blue than the sky ahead. Many lines of white run across it.
The ocean?
Oh. Snowy barks as if in answer. I feel like it is saying, that's right. I could not previously comprehend Snowy. I did not have an interest in trying. But now I can grasp what Snowy is saying as if I could speak its own language. I know that it feels happy to be able to run with me. I feel as if 24 is inside me. If we were forced apart, she certainly left me many things. Not only her wish, but other things as well.
I'll find her come hella high water. Are you with me, Snowy?
Snowy barks energetically. I respond with a thanks and a smile. 24 and Snowy are encouraging me. If I not have any clues, I will find her. No matter what happens or how long it takes. I search my current location once more. Now that I'm far from the research facility, I can use my GPS to triangulate my position. But on seeing the results, I cannot help but stop. Oh, is it an island? Snowy stops a little further ahead and then returns to me. My current location is Yakushima within the Kagoshima Prefecture. It's a remote island, far from shore. The island's perimeter is only 132 kilometers. Such a limited area, it would be a matter of time before a full-scale manhunt apprehends me. The research facility must have been built on an island in anticipation of such situations. Even if someone were to escape the facility, the island's geography would contain them. It's essentially a natural prison. I do not want to believe it. My hope was meticulously strangled before it was born. However, I cannot wait here to be captured. I begin running again. So, as expected from my position data and map, I immediately reach the ocean.
So, this is the ocean. Ha! It's so huge. I can't see anything out there at all.
I look at the glistening surface of the ocean, reflect the sun's light, and ponder its beauty. I'm at a loss. If I knew it would come to this, I could not stand idle. Despite this, my feelings sink. Snowy looks up at me from time to time as I stop running and begin walking. Its gesture of concern forces me to smile and tell it that I'm alright. The forest becomes a grove, trees grow sparser. blue ocean and the sandy soil leading up to it spread before my eyes. I check my map again. This is not an uninhabited island. There is a means for people to come and go. But I doubt that I'll be able to use those methods freely without arousing any suspicion. I gaze down at my own hand. It's completely unlike a human hand. It is an object sculpted from metal.
Well, that's a problem. What should I do?
So, is Labrys equipped with the, like, illusion equipment at this stage? My question seems to dishearten Snowy.
Come on, don't give me that look. Ah, well. Maybe it's my fault for getting so frustrated. Sorry, Pooch.
Just as I'm about to crouch and pat Snowy's head, Snowy moves as if avoiding
Snowy?
me. Oh. Snowy circles around behind me and growls towards the way we just came. Turning my senses in that direction and sense presences in the distance. They may be keeping their distance on purpose. Since I have no firearms, I must understand that their effective range exceeds
Looks
mine.
like they're coming.
Amongst the human soldiers are a number of my sister units. Is it possible that I can convince them not to fight me? This misty idea is hopeless. Though they may have awakened to their ego, after my escape they'll be under their commander's control. Even if that is not the case, they may think that their orders are absolute, just as I once did.
Knowing why they're here doesn't make it any easier to deal with them.
It does not seem as if they will all attack at once. They must understand that I am already at the ocean of nowhere to escape. I do not want to surrender, but I'm frustrated by my powerlessness. Caught like this, I have my own mission to accomplish. The ocean sparkles. The periodic sound of water I once heard from afar echoes from it. As I gaze at the clear water while it ebbs and flows, a mysterious feeling rises in me.
Wow. Look at that. It's beautiful.
My opponents show no indication of moving. I step out onto the sand. After cataloguing that sensation, I approach the pier stretching into the ocean. When I step onto it, the wooden planks creak. I hear Snowy's light tread behind me as well. I stand at the end of the pier and look out to the ocean. I wonder if she is beyond this ocean that seems to stretch forever. The girl 24 wanted to meet. The girl that I wish to meet as well. It's the mother figure who loved us and wished for our happiness. All my thoughts turn to the girl whose face I do not know. I decide to preserve the ocean's beauty in my memory. After all, it may be the last time I'll be able to see the ocean as myself. The odds are high that when I am restrained and return to the facility, my memories will be wiped. I'm scared. I'm frustrated. I do not want to be erased, but I do not think all my hopes are lost yet. This may be the end of me, but just as I inherited the memories of number 24 and other units, my memories will surely endure into the next generation. I will keep these feelings, along with this beautiful ocean scene, deep within the origin of my heart. There, it cannot be erased or tampered with. Blue sky and ocean, shining sun and glittering water, the gentle breeze and calm sounds of the waves. Scenery from this pier is so stunning that it is unimaginable from inside the research facility. I am glad that the last place I see is so beautiful. The ocean before me, I speak to any future sisters that I have yet to meet. It might be called a type of prayer.
To all the ones I'll never meet, but will receive my memories.
My emotions race ahead of my thoughts. I cannot find the right words to say.
There's so much I want to say to you that I don't know where to start.
I close my eyes again and calm my heart. My descendants, whom I'll probably never meet. If you ever find someone precious to you, as I did with 24, and wish to meet them, may you meet them here. May you go beyond this pier to places I could not.
I just pray from the bottom of my heart that everyone can find happiness. As long as that happens, I don't mind if I...
Even though my wish may not come true, I'm still satisfied if I can entrust it to someone I believe in. 24 said something along those lines.
This be it?
Snowy rubs against my leg. Is it warning me to be cautious of my pursuers who have arrived and are coming closer? Or does it only want me to pet it? I look closely and realize that it is the latter. He must be worried. I crouched down and scratched Snowy's
Hey,
head.
Snowy. You think this is what it means to feel alive?
Snowy looks at me while wagging its tail. I pick up Snowy and gently hug it. Snowy shows no sign of resistance and allows me to do so. My pursuers are closing in now. I will not run anymore. It is true that I am still frustrated, but it is strange. I'm also satisfied. Snowy licks my cheek.
Thanks. I'll be okay now. Things are about to get hairy, so you should hurry and get out of here.
I let Snowy go, but it does not leave me.
Come on. If you don't go, it'll make things hard on me. Okay?
Snowy looks at my face for a while. Eventually, droops its head and walks off. Snowy looks back several times, but soon disappears into tall grass. My relief is cut short by 5 armed humans pointing their guns at me. I have no intention of resisting. I smile at them. But it was only for a short while. I lived. I felt the happiness of passing down my wish. It was only for a brief moment in time, but I may have granted the wish of the girl who is our mother. I allow myself to be restrained without resistance. They take me back to the laboratory. I was so absorbed in my escape attempt that I did not notice the severe damage I inflicted upon the facility. It seems that the delicate machinery used to tamper with my memories is in no condition to be
Damn
used.
it! Look at this mess! Going after humans? Oh, I bet the girl they used as a template for this model was a snotty brat too. Even if we delete its memories, it'll be too dangerous to keep using this unit.
There are so many things about it I want to research, though.
It's not worth the risks. The 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon will be sealed indefinitely once it's fully restrained again.
Oh, so her memories weren't wiped. Voice is the last thing I hear before my consciousness is cut off. Oh.
Huh?
My consciousness should have been shut down. But I've awakened.
This place. It's that ocean.
I'm on that pier. Blue sky and ocean. Shining sun and glittering water. The gentle breeze and calm sounds of the waves. Even Snowy is next to me. The scene is identical to the one from before. But this time, I sense no pursuers. I was captured. I remember that clearly. This is obviously an abnormal situation, at odds with my memories, but the clear blue sky and ocean are still so beautiful that I cannot help but gaze at them. If only I could go beyond it. Just as that thought crosses my mind, my viewpoint ascends. Soon afterwards, I realize that I'm floating as if my body is weightless. I'm astonished at myself to be thinking such strange things, but when my field of vision drifts, I turn my attention to that. The scenery I knew already begins to mix with other environments I do not know. They become a connected, continuous image and almost like a slideshow. From time to time I pass through the drifting images. I cannot grasp anything within those spaces. Even when they are about to collide with me, they pass right through. Could this be dreaming? I remember something I once heard from a researcher at the facility. They said that it is possible for us to dream since we have a mind and may develop an ego. Though it would technically not be identical to a human's dream, the phenomenon would be very similar. I feel that the example of the researcher gave off of what a dream is like matches my current experience. I'm having a dream, and things that are not possible in reality may be possible here. For example, I can leave this island. I can go beyond the ocean. The girl at 24 and I wanted to meet said that even though she knows the world is big, she would not be able to see it for herself. What could that have meant? Was she in a place that limited her world? As I was unable to leave the island? Just when it seems that the images flowing around me have stopped, I find myself in an unknown room. There's a bed here. Next to it is a flat screen monitor. There are also white shelves surrounding the bed. One side is a stand for an intravenous drip. There's a machine connected to it by cords. Although it is small, it appears to function as a life science monitor. This is similar to a research facility. Would it be a hospital? The voices that sound from somewhere belong to a man and a woman. I've not heard these
She
voices
said
before.
during this morning's checkup that she wanted to go to school. She asked how much better she needs to get to be able to go.
Understandable. This ward is right near the road most of the students take. She must be lonely too, not having seen her parents lately. How much better she needs to get. She still doesn't know that her condition is incurable.
Why don't you be honest with her and tell her she won't ever be able to go? It's cruel to string her along like this.
Shh, keep your voice down. Room's next door.
I understand at once that these people are speaking of the girl I wish to meet. The scene feels as if it comes from my own memory. I do not doubt it at all. The girl is suffering from some kind of illness. She may not be able to go outside. Her condition prevents her from leaving her small world. Her life is like ours. Could the girl have heard this conversation? What did it make her to hear it? I want to spend more time in the outside world. I want to live a normal life. Thoughts that come to my mind are not my
I
own.
wonder if the nurses thought things like the student council were too much trouble to bother with when they were in school. I don't know. It sounds fun to me.
Just as I thought, it is the girl's voice. When I listen to her, I can sense her strong yearning and admiration.
You gotta admire the student council president. I mean, they're the ones that get things done for everyone. But I guess it's because they're like that in the first place that they get to be president, huh?
The girl had a strong desire to attend school and live a normal school life with friends. As I review these voices and feelings, the interest in the school she longs for grows within
High
me.
school. I wonder what that's like. Would it be fun?
I wish to see for myself what she desires. Is there a specific image of it? What kind of place is it? What activities do its attendants perform while there? But there are no memories in regards to schools. This must mean that the girl has no such memories.
Figures. I don't know anything about schools or whatever else student life is like.
I want to see them.
I can show you if you so desire.
Hello. Voice answers my unspoken thought. Who could it be? I don't think I know this voice. For some reason my mind becomes hazy. I cannot access my memories easily.
Who's there?
There's no need to be alarmed. I only want to give you a glimpse of the world you long to know.
I was indeed impressed that this was a dream. Dreams are supposedly a release valve for memories, yet this voice does not feel like part of me. Is that even possible? As I ponder these things, the scenery around me changes completely. I first see a three-story concrete building. I do not know this building. As I examine it, my surroundings change again. Oh, same desks and chairs are lined up. In front of me is a dark green rectangular board on a wall.
Is this a school? A real classroom?
This is the place the girl wished to see. It's here that I've gained an interest in. I find myself forgetting that this is a dream and focus my senses to the desks and chairs. I then realized I can move around at will, just as when I felt my body rise at the beach.
So this is where classes happen.
I feel sudden excitement.
What do the students do when there aren't any classes? Do they just talk and stuff?
That mysterious voice doesn't answer. Instead, I'm surrounded by other sounds. Many voices all talking at once. It reminds me of the sound of waves near the ocean. But the sound is lively and enjoyable. The voices belong to boys and girls surrounding a desk. They're laughing and talking. They wear common clothing, though there are some differences. Maybe uniforms. It's interesting to see that each person's uniform is distinct in some way. That student is the only one with something around his neck. A girl with short hair and a green jacket raises her right hand. Next to her is a girl with long black hair wearing a red jacket. She smiles. And there's a well-built young man with strange spiky hair. In contrast to him, I can see a small, delicate, intellectual-looking young man. Lastly, I see a young man with a calm demeanor sitting at a desk. The front of his uniform is open, and his white shirt is showing. They seem to be talking about something. I cannot quite discern what it is. The scene proceeds to show various points in a normal school day. Classes, activities, clubs, student council. It looks like so much fun that I can feel the excitement. Then I remember. This is all just a dream. I'm only dreaming. No matter how much I want it, there will never be a day when I can attend school for myself. All the scenes that I saw centered around a young man and his friends, I will never join their circle. I cannot go to school. I'm not even human. I consider this self-evident truth once again. Do I look human? I am a machine made by humans. It doesn't matter how close my heart is to that of a human, how much my ego develops. This mechanical body can never be truly human. Just as our mother could not overcome the obstacle of her illness, no matter how she wished for it. I cannot overcome the obstacle of being a machine. Yeah, it is lonely. This has been a much heavier... I was going into this stream hyped for kind of like story, drama, like action, a hype finish. I wasn't prepared for how heavy Labrys' story would be in comparison to the rest of the game so far. It is futile for someone who cannot become human to yearn for a normal human life. There's a strange sensation somewhere in my chest. It feels like pain. Still, though I am a machine created as a weapon, that girl loved me. What if there are other people like her who could understand me? Would I then be able to find a place to belong among them? But...
You'll never find a place where you belong. Humans created you as a tool. They would never think of you as anything more.
Who are you?
Everyone, to a man, lives by averting their eyes from something inside them. They all wish to live inside a never-ending dream. For who has the right to say they shouldn't?
Just a moment. I sense an incongruity in the kind voice. A strange pain within my body softens a little.
There are even humans who do not understand others' feelings. Still others do understand, and trample upon them regardless. Compared to them, you are much more human.
I remember the researchers. They certainly did not understand me, 24, or my sisters. We were treated as only as objects, even after they tried to give us a heart.
Why not then seek to be human?
Me? Be a human?
Voice whines gently inside my mind. My body is growing uneasily light, as if the world is spinning
People
around
sort
me.
through their memories in dreams. Each night they let go of painful memories and continue their lives with the morning sun. That's all you need do. Forget anything contrary to your desires.
If I forget...
Do not fear the act of letting go. The ones you admire wished only for you to be happy.
My mind seizes upon something. Precious wish. The desire given to me to meet our mother someday and tell her thank you. We must not forget that. But as long as this wish is precious to me, as long as I cannot erase it from my heart, the fact that I am not human will remain.
And I too. All I wish from the depths of my heart is for you to
Who
find
are you?
joy.
Happiness.
I think back.
I wish from the depths of my heart for you to be happy.
I remember the girl who wished for our happiness. I want to grant that wish. I want to tell her thank you, but that will be difficult for me now. In which case, can I not at least seize this opportunity and be happy here? For her sake?
Forget. And be happy.
My vision goes dark. Sounds I hear fade away. I feel as if I am falling.
Everything is now in readiness.
Falling into the TV? The silence of the save screen sometimes just get a little shiver from it. Oh, Miss President. When I open my eyes, I'm staring at a wood grain board. It's the surface of a desk. I quickly raise my head. Looks like I fell asleep in class. My sleeve was pressed against my forehead while I was asleep, and the texture left a mark. I hope no one sees this. I have my forehead a little and look around the classroom. According to the clock on the wall, it's 3:30 in the afternoon. The only thing written on the blackboard is... This is American, so it's month, day, year. So that would make it the 5th of May? No, 1st of May? 1st May 2012, Tuesday. Everything else is erased. I stretch out my arms. Feel a little tired, but I gotta stay focused. After all, I just got elected student council president in the elections a couple days ago. I have to keep in touch with what the people who voted for me want in a leader. Okay. Yeah, May 1st. I have to kind of like fix my brain, because in the UK we go day, month, year. To this day, I don't understand why you have it month, day, year. See, I understand like Japan as well, because Japan does year, month, day. Like they do it kind of in decreasing order of length of time. I just don't. Yeah, the American way of doing it is a little weird. I don't get it. The student council get pretty hectic after school. I should hurry to the student council room. So this is in the TV now. So if I'm gathering this right, Labrys isn't actually responsible herself for breaking out. It's quite possibly her power, but she's not aware of doing it. When I entered the hallway, there's no one around. I check inside the classrooms as I go, but I still don't see anyone.
Where the heck is everyone?
It's because of the way we say it. Yeah, May 5th. Yeah. Yeah, I think we wouldn't really say May 5th or... Well, sometimes it would. But I think more often, yeah, it would be more common here to say the nth of whatever month. It's weird. No school is usually rowdier than this after classes. Excuse me. My throat is getting a bit croaky. I've been doing a lot of talking. I just hear people talking and laughing in classrooms, and teachers yell at them to quiet down. What was the one I saw recently? About a meteorite the size of a corgi that weighed the same as 4 elephants. It's kind of like... Americans will use anything but the metric system. Where's all the bustle of students and everyone getting ready for their after-school activities? Just been wondering that. I might turn around and look down the way I came.
Oh, there they are.
There's some students in the hallway. Some of them are chatting and others are coming out of the classrooms. A few of them run past me, carrying their bags. This is more like it. This is how school's supposed to be.
No running in the hallway.
Student gives an apologetic smile. And he just waves to me as he zooms down the stairs.
You'll put your eye out if you don't look where you're going. Oh well. I just gotta clamp down on him more from now on.
I put my hands on my hips and
Hey
sigh.
there, Miss President.
Are you off to the student council room? Have fun.
You're always so excited about that.
Bye, Miss President. See you next Monday.
Everyone walking down the hallway talks to me. I wave back to them. I've always had a lot of friends and people who knew me, but ever since I got elected as student council president, all the students seem to know who I am. The job comes with a lot of pressure, but I know I'm up for it. I'm going to be busier than ever around school now. I did have my doubts, but in the end, I'm glad I ran for student council president.
I did the right thing. I did.
I head to the student council room. So... time flies by as I go over my agenda. Before I know it, there's a red light pouring in from the west window. It's already sundown.
Whew. Guess that's enough for today.
There's no one else left in the student council room. I had the others go home before it got too late. But when I said that if they pushed themselves too much at the start, they'd burn out quick, they just laughed and said, same goes for you. I leave the student council room and lock it up. As I go down the hall to return the key, I see a strange woman at the far end of the hallway. Oh. Judging from the description, I think this is Elizabeth. She's not wearing our school's uniform. She's got on an odd hat, some gloves, and a one-piece dress. They're the same deep blue color. Underneath, one arm is holding an odd-looking book. I can't see her face with her back towards me, but her short, straight hair draws my attention. Her hair is this radiant silver, like if pearls were stretched out into
What in
strands.
the world is that?
Maybe it's the clothes, but she gives off this strong presence. I get a little uneasy looking at her. I'm not tiptoeing or anything, but she doesn't turn around until I'm about 2 meters away. When she finally does, though, my gospel, her features are so perfect that she's like a sculpture.
Hey, excuse me. You got some reason to be at our school?
Are you sure this is how things should be?
Oh.
Huh?
I don't understand what she's getting at. For some reason, the question fills
I
me.
am a wanderer who only stopped here because I sensed great power gathering. I am in no position to give advice, but, this place will soon be caught in a bit of a fracas. If you continue to avert your eyes from everything, I think it will have an impact on your life in the near future.
What?
Oh. What she just said sounded pretty scary. She may have some screws loose. Do you know? But something is whispering to me, deep in my heart, asking me, doesn't she have a point? Aren't you looking away from something
What
important?
you choose is up to you, but I believe there are factors preventing you from making the right choices at the moment. I couldn't bring myself to just stand by and watch as you lost your life before my eyes. That is why I was waiting here to give you one last chance.
The lady opens the thick book she's holding. Oh? What's this? I don't know how it's doing that, but light streams from the book. It's stronger and stronger. I have to shield my eyes. Blinding light finally begins to fade a little. I slowly open my eyes. First thing I see should have been my arm, but I see instead is one made of metal. Oh.
What is this?
I can't believe this awkward metal arm is mine. It's like metal plates are completely covering it. I start tugging at them to try and tear them off.
It won't come off. What gives?
Not just my arms, my legs have changed too. Why are my arms and legs mechanical? My whole body even. I stare at my hands in confusion. These are my hands, alright. Part of me knows that, and I shake my head. What am I thinking? There's no way these are my hands. It's not possible. It's not... My head hurts. What is this?
I will be your opponent for a short while. During that time, why not think back about who you are?
Huh? My opponent?
The lady takes a slightly defensive
And away
stance.
we go.
Oh. Chapter 8, and only getting our first battle. And of course it's against Elizabeth of all people. Labrys versus Elizabeth.
Final.
Opening my door. Oh my. Oh no. Impossible.
Okay, I don't have a persona as well.
Opening my door. Oopsie daisy. As I anticipated.
What?
Pray forgive me.
Ow.
Negative penalty.
Oh no. Oh no. The time has come. My attack. Oh my. Opening my door. You're frozen.
Ow.
Oh no. Oh my. Impressive.
Here we go.
Impressive. Pardon me. Oh my. Summoning. Won't you have some?
Ow.
Warren has shown me your potential.
There we go. Fight her to trigger memories. Yeah, that's gonna quite possibly awaken something. But then how do we get to the situation with the tournament? I somehow managed to beat the lady in blue who attacked me. How did I win? How did I use these metal arms and legs like it was second nature? I don't understand. The lady in blue stands before me, exactly like she was when I first saw her. She's not even breathing hard.
Well done. But I'm sure you realize now, you are not human. There must have been an important promise that could only be kept in that guise. That must have been your reason for living. Whether it's worth losing that or not, I ask that you give it serious thought.
An important promise. My reason for living?
I repeat that to myself. It seems important somehow.
Now, It seems the tumult of trials is about to begin, in which case, I bid you good luck.
Big book in her hand closes with a loud thud. Strangely, that ordinary sound lingers in my mind. When I come back to my senses, there's no one here anymore. I take a nervous look back at my arms and legs.
Nothing seems different about me.
There's no metal on my limbs now, just ordinary skin and bones.
What the heck was that? A dream?
Yeah, what was that? Would daydream be the word for what just happened? I can't sort out my thoughts, so I think to myself, I can't let it get to me, just let it go. But some things I can't dismiss that easy. You are not human. You have an important promise which must have been your reason for living.
She said, I'm forgetting something? That I need to remember?
Oh. Oh. My head's hurting again. Pain brings back another memory. It's just for a second. I can't quite catch it, but I saw blue skies and the ocean, and someone else was there. Maybe a white dog too. I don't know. I think there was a lot more to it, but the last voice I heard stays with me.
I mean, we're loved after all.
That's the Persona 4 menu theme. When I come to, hands are balled into fists. That's when I make a decision. That promise, that reason for living, I have to hang on to it. I didn't hear them until now, but there are strange voices everywhere in the school building. Is this the tumult of trials that Lady in Blue mentioned? Is that really going to be a thing?
I can't just leave this be. I'm the dang student council president.
Student council president, I have to find out what's going on in my school. I need to make sure the students aren't getting involved in anything dangerous. I start running towards the first floor. End. Not to be continued. So that's where all the other tournaments pick up. Before you story, you can now continue from the cliffhanger in... Oh! Weird. Okay, so this is a bit... not quite what I was expecting. I don't unlock that final story. Does it continue me straight? Okay. Okay, looks like we've got... there's... okay, there's gonna be a wee bit more, it seems. Oh, that... I have been talking for a while. My throat is a little sore. Oh, that was not what I was expecting from Labrys' story. Oh, let's head back to standby. Oh, I am little emotionally drained. That was definitely something. I knew getting to Labrys' chapter, like, that would be something going on, but it is cool that we're going to get to see, because I was wondering how kind of they do the continuations for the different, like, which one they consider the canon ending, but I guess you get to see a canon ending for all the different characters. Yeah. That's no worries, Money. I can't complain when you're already, you know, watching me while you work. But oh, I am just, yeah, I'm gonna need to sit down, take a drink, have something to eat. There were a few parts for that where I was genuinely tearing up a bit. I've been a bit of an emotional baby recently. But otherwise, as usual, if you feel like it, you can follow me on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube. I'll be back tomorrow with some Pokemon Platinum, getting back to the randomizer. And more Space Engineers on Saturday. But otherwise, thank you so much for coming along. I really hope you enjoyed as much as I have. And, well, until next time I see you, hope you have a good day. Have a great evening. Until next time, goodbye.